violence in the West Bank.
Sound from a video with the AP has Palestinian militants clashing with Israeli forces. The bloodshed in Jenin, the latest in a deadly wave of fighting in the West Bank, where the Israeli military has stepped up its activities over the past year and a half to crack down on Palestinian militants. The Israeli army has given few details about the new operation in the camp. Mourners carry the body of Mahmoud al-Sadi, who was killed in the clashes. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Vietnam has detained the director of a think tank that works on energy issues in the country. A human rights group, the 88 Project, says she is the sixth expert working on environmental and climate issues that police have taken into custody in the past 2 years. It's unclear why she was arrested. News and analysis, townhall.com. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy struggles to unite Republicans to stop a government shutdown Tuesday.
The Speaker pointed out that a shutdown would be bad for Republicans.
Look, I don't think anybody wins a shutdown. Think for one moment what a shutdown does. Stops paying our troops. How do you have more leverage in that situation? I've watched shutdown after shutdown. Everybody loses it. And the only way you're able to achieve that is to pass the appropriation bills that we passed out of committee.
On Tuesday, 5 House conservatives voted with Democrats to prevent a GOP-backed defense spending bill from going up for debate, dealing a blow to the Speaker. According to Politico, McCarthy's fed up with the conservatives who have made his speakership difficult. Edwin Mora, Washington.
The Chicago Symphony Orchestra and members of the Chicago Federation of Musicians have voted to ratify a new 3-year contract. That contract includes a 3% annual raise. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Javelin, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Everybody.
Welcome to it.
Yeah, hope your Wednesday's going well.
Halfway day.
Nice and sunny out.
Hump day, whatever day you want to call it.
Although we have rain chances tonight.
Yes.
Like a 30% tonight and a 20% tomorrow. So.
It was downright nippy this morning.
I saw you've gone to, went to sweatshirt
I
today.
went t-shirt this morning.
Yeah.
I got in my car, I'm like, ooh. And then I realized, my hoodie's in my car, so I just threw it on.
Hoodied up.
That's right.
I'm still in shorts.
It's the first official zip of the season. Because last time I had it on, it was on zip. Now, it's cold enough, I'm bundled up.
Full on zip.
That's right.
Good for you.
Show off the full Packers logo.
Also, I'm in t-shirt and shorts. I'm in my summer attire still.
I like to show off the logo of a team that still has a chance this season.
My team's 2-0.
Fair enough. How's your fantasy team doing, though?
1-1. We're 1-1.
Not bad.
And I'm in trouble.
Well, if old Kotek's ankle can make it back by the end of the season.
Well, yeah, I got another running back. Mm-hmm. I didn't get the one I wanted. I got another one that...
Yeah, because you put all your eggs in the primary. You don't think about your secondary. You're like, yeah, I guess I'll,
Well, I have bench guys, but, they're not as good as the starting guys.
Of course
hence
not.
the reason they're the bench guys.
They're benched, yeah.
But...
riding the pine.
Let's, but you never know. It's a long season.
Yeah.
And I've been in this situation before, and I've come back.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
That's right. But it's not looking good for Happy Little Football Team this year. That's my football team's name.
Happy Little Football Team?
Yes.
Nice.
HLFT, Happy Little Football Team.
Didn't you used to be Rich Mahogany?
Every year I usually change it. I left it this year, but yeah, it's Bob Ross with the Happy Little Football Team. And we are 1-1 on the season, so we'll see what happens. But Washington Commanders 2-0, and the Kool-Aid's been drunk. There's people already talking, that SB word, like that's going to happen.
I mean, it's adorable. Honestly, this could be the year. Morale is a huge factor when it comes to this kind of stuff, and morale is high right now for the Commanders.
They are, but they ain't winning this year.
Don't jinx the season, dude. I mean, come on. It's still early. Hope is still alive. There's Dolphins fans out there that still think they have a chance.
Cowboys fans.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but this is what the Commanders fans are feeling like Cowboys fans this morning. It's every win's the Super Bowl now.
Right.
And I'm like, settle down, bud.
You ran on the field and hoisted your quarterback up. It was game 2.
We beat Denver basically with a we almost lost to Denver with a Hail Mary pass, and they stopped them on a 2-point conversion. That's the only reason we won. Yeah, it was a mile high. It was great.
Dub's a dub, man.
Exactly. Love it all. But the team that barely beat Denver is not winning the Super Bowl.
You're not wrong.
I love it. Happy. Can't wait. Maybe they'll make the playoffs. Awesome. But there's not enough crack in this land to convince me that they're going to win the Super Bowl.
This is going to be an interesting season. We don't have Brady. We don't have Rodgers. We sort of lost all like the super quarterbacks of the NFL.
We got Mahomes. Got Patrick Mahomes. We got, Joe Burrow's kind of even slipping. Like Burrow, they paid him all this money, and now the Bengals are just average right now. And everyone's like, what's going on? You pay this guy money, and suddenly they're, So we'll see. I guess they didn't think Joe Burrow's a great quarterback, but he's not superhuman. You need other people around him to make the team good.
Quarterback's only as good as his best receiver, honestly.
Dan Marino, that guy. Doesn't got no Super Bowl ring. He got a lot of things, but Super Bowl ring ain't one of the things he's got.
He's got a pair of isotoners.
I think he's got a few alimony payments, too. And he's got his whole, was it Nutrisystem that he did? Which one was his? I think it was Nutrisystem.
I think maybe it was Nutrisystem.
I think he was doing
Nutrisystem or Weight Watchers. But
I think he was doing Nutrisystem. I want to say his. I think Oprah was all in on Weight Watchers.
Yeah.
I feel like Dan Marino was doing.
I love that commercial to this day. I love bread. It's like, do you?
Okay.
Shush. Stop it.
Wow, you are blowing up.
No, it's what happens is my phone sends me all the notifications all at once. I was trying to turn my ringer off.
Oh, I thought Sean, they were like,
especially with group texts. I'll open my phone and get like 17 messages from Gene. They just boom, 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 boom.
They all come at one time.
17
I get that
minutes
too
too late.
sometimes though, and I don't know if that's AT&T because I'll just be sitting here and actually it's a group text that you and me and someone else and Gene or somebody's in, and you're getting all the texts, and all of a sudden I'll be in here and like a whole stream of the conversation shows up, and I'm like, y'all started talking like 15 minutes ago. I'm just now getting the whole thing. So I know that happens to me too. So, by the way, now that they got the iPhone 15 out, my wife downloaded it yesterday. I have not ventured into it. iOS 17.
Oh, the new update.
Apparently, it's all different. Like she downloaded it and she goes, oh, it looks different. It's all different.
Really?
The way everything's done is
different.
That
a good thing?
She was like one time I tried calling, she called me and it took a minute to talk and she got confused.
Oh, wow.
So I guess she likes it.
I heard that one of the features one of the things was that they moved the end call button to a different side. So
maybe that's what it is.
So that now like accidentally people are starting FaceTime calls. Like when they're trying to end the call.
Why do they do this stuff? Why is it necessary to move a button?
Honestly, it's
how is that easier for me?
It's just to keep things like different, to keep things new. They had to find a thing to change. This is what everybody's saying about 15 though, is there's not enough new stuff on the 15 to make a purchase difference.
Yeah.
The only feature I've seen that I am kind of interested in is on the watch, because you can do this thing and use the watch. Well, like, that's kind of cool. That's like secret agenty.
And I'll probably end up getting a 15 because I have a 12. I'm usually one that I kind of skip phones. I never got a 14. So I imagine 12.
I think Roy's still got a 4. I'm pretty sure he's rocking like a 4 or a 5.
I had a 6 once, and they throttled it down on me, and so I had to get a new.
Really?
Yeah, back when the iPhone, what was after 6? It wasn't 7.
No,
it
went to like 8 or 10, yeah.
Yeah, whatever the next one was.
It did the Windows XP thing.
Yeah, whatever the one after 6 was, I was like, no, I'm not getting it. I'm holding out. I got this 6, and those guys throttled back on me, and my thing stopped working. I ended up having to get the 8 or whatever it was next.
Right.
But ever since then, I'm like, oh, you Apple guy. And matter of fact, I think that's the year that the 12-year-old figured out that they were throttling us back, and they ended up having to give people money back.
Yeah,
or
it was a whole like class
it was right
action
around
thing.
that same time. All that went down. So, there sounds like our guest.
Yes, indeed.
But I'll probably end up getting one just because I have a 12. That's the only reason. I skip phones.
However, you got to justify it. Gene's in line. I mean, he's going to be in line day one.
Yeah, I try to hold on to the phone, and to be honest, I'm going to try to keep going on with this 12 as long as I can. Until it gives me a reason to swap it out, I'm going to keep using it.
Yeah.
So maybe I can hold out through whatever's at the 16 or whatever's going to be after the 15.
I'm not an adopter of technology to the point where I, for like the first time since modern consoles have come out yesterday, thought maybe I should get myself a video game console for the sole reason there's a Bluey video game coming out in November, and I feel like my kids would enjoy it. That's the only reason I'm like, hey, maybe I should get an Xbox.
Kids or you?
Can it be both?
We'll do it together. We'll have so much more room for activity.
Exactly. It's group activity.
There you go. Love it. That's all right. Parents do it all the time. Oh, you'll love this movie. Because I love this movie.
No, I'll tell you, though, if you're going to go watch a kid's movie, do it without your kids. We went to watch Lego Batman in theaters.
Yeah?
The best way to watch that is without your children.
Is that one's a few years old, right?
It came out a few years ago.
So was it like a summer thing or whatever? You go, come watch the movie for $1. Did you go see it?
No, we actually saw it the week it came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
we were like...
I thought maybe they threw it in theaters for a minute and y'all
we
went
literally were like,
saw
forget these kids. Let's go watch a movie.
I think it's kind of like that dog movie with Will Ferrell and all them.
Yes,
that's not a kid's movie.
No, it's not.
That's rated R.
I really want to see that.
That's rated R.
It is. Yeah,
I thought it was, but that's the one that that's going to confuse because that, like at least with that Seth Rogen
Sausage Party
movie that was.
Oh yeah, that was
the innuendo was right there. But I've seen the trailer for the Dog Strays movie, so I know it's not for kids. But it's animated. And if you watch certain trailers, it might be kid friendly. Yep. Other trailers, you're like, clearly it's not. But it's drawn and done in a way that looks more Disney, Pixar-y like.
Parents, if you're not sure if you should take your kids to a movie, search for a movie's trailer and then just put in the words Red Band.
Yeah.
If something comes up Red Band, you probably shouldn't take your kids to it.
There you go. So. But the Strays one's one of those ones I'm surprised there hasn't been more of the. I took my kid to see this, and what happened? Well, it is rated R.
I thought we were going to Far From Home: The Adventures of Yellow Dog 2.
Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, that Sausage Party still disturbs me to this day.
Oh yeah, that's a messed up movie.
There's a scene in that movie that I can't unsee.
The scene in that movie.
I cannot unsee it, and I'm like, I love funny. This went past funny. This went just
I haven't enjoyed a hot dog the same way since.
Just creepy gross. I was just like, this is the reason why we have therapists. We should use it. All right, let me give you the rundown. Like if I'm an advertiser, I'm a therapist, and I'm doing my argument. You find this funny? You're pretty messed up. Come see me.
Right. There really should have been a bar at the bottom for BetterHelp.com at the end of that movie.
Right. Mental health. It's fantastic.
Fantastic.
All right, let me give you the rundown for today's show. John with Oasis Computers going to join us here in just a few minutes. Give us Talk Tech as he does each and every month. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to have Andrea Moore with the Roswell Chamber join us. Give us an update on what's going on at the Chamber. And then Crystal Noble with the Humane Society will join us at 9 o'clock hour, give us an update on what they've got going. I imagine we'll talk a little bit about the city's Forever Friends event that's coming up on the 30th as well, too. It's kind of in their backyard, too, because they're right next door to Animal Control. Yep. The Humane Society is there. So it's at Melinda's Park, which is right behind both of their facilities there. So anyway,
we'll hop, skip, and a jump.
We'll give you an update and a frolic. Hop, skip, jump, and a frolic.
There you go.
To the destination.
So. Nice.
Or just frolic the whole way. Get there quicker.
I feel like a good frolic is in order.
Because that way you're not like, was that a hop, was that a skip, or a jump? I forgot which order I'm in. You just frolic.
Just frolic. We're getting close to frolic weather.
Yeah. Or gallivant.
Ooh, I haven't gallivanted in quite some time. There's so many words for slow walking that I've used on my children.
Yeah.
Like sauntered, meandered, mosey. It's like, why are you sauntering? Why are you meandering?
Sashaying over here.
That's right. Make my kids into a thesaurus. I got into an argument yesterday with a friend over whether the word was voluptuous or voluptuous. And I've heard many people say voluptuous.
It's not voluptuous.
It's not.
It's
and
voluptuous.
As soon as I heard him say it, I was like, say it again.
Yeah.
And I said voluptuous.
There's no
M
in there.
It's voluptuous.
Yeah, there's no M in there.
It was back and forth, and literally I had to Google the word and be like, see?
Yeah.
They still don't believe me.
Yeah.
They still said I was wrong.
That's a deep state telling you different.
That's right.
There's no M, I promise.
Voluptuous. Which it seems like it should be, because, voluptuous, there's lumps.
Yeah.
There's lumps, properly placed lumps.
Yeah.
Lovely lady lumps. But, it's voluptuous.
I don't know.
Take that M.
I've eaten a few burgers that were voluptuous. That's all I'm saying. All right. It is 7:20.
This is a voluptuous burger.
Oh, yeah.
I would have really upped Pulp Fiction's game. This is a voluptuous burger.
That's my favorite, is really using adjectives that don't quite work for other things to make it thing. And then you're like, well, it kind of works, but really shouldn't.
Right?
Voluptuous is one of those words. All right. It is 7:20.
Told you I'd get it in there.
Here's your weather. Practice on your friends today.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A few clouds today, but lots of sunshine as well, and we're in the mid to upper 90s for the afternoon high. We do have a little bit of moist air available for a few showers or thunderstorms overnight. Our lows dropping into the mid 60s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are possible on Thursday, and we'll have some sunshine too. Afternoon high in the low 90s, back to hot and sunny weather on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 61 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 52%. Winds currently out of the north at 6 miles per hour. Increasing clouds today and a high of 95. Winds will be out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, we are looking at a 30% chance at some isolated showers. Sweet spot this evening between 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. Mostly cloudy. Expect an overnight low of 67 with southeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For you Thursday, we're also looking at a chance of rain, 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms. They're saying after 9 a.m., so really not just for the afternoon, after 9 a.m. Partly cloudy tomorrow, high of 93, north winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tomorrow night with an overnight low of 65 degrees, south winds 5 to 15. Sunny on Friday with a high of 97, southwest winds 5 to 15. And then for the weekend, mostly sunny and 94 for your Saturday. Sunday, we're looking at sunny skies and a high of 91. Looks like we'll be upper 80s for Monday and a 20% chance of rain back on Tuesday. All right, it is 7:22. Quick commercial break, and then John with Oasis Computers will join us on the other side. Don't go away.
This may be the biggest sales event of the whole year. The greatest sell-off is on at Roswell Honda, and that means the race is on to save big. Like a 2019 Ford Fiesta for just $329 a month, or a 2011 Toyota Highlander for just $289 a month. Plus, push, pull, or drag in your trade, and it's worth at least $2,000 towards your next vehicle. Then join Roswell Honda September 23rd from 10 to 1 for free lunch and great prizes, including your chance to win an Xbox Series X Forza Horizon bundle. The greatest sell-off on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd. Main Street Roswell presents Chili Cheese Fest 2023, September 22nd and 23rd. A 2-day celebration of all things green chili and the pecan and dairy industries that help keep southeastern New Mexico alive. Complete with green chili stew competition, pecan pie competition, ice cream eating contest, Southwest Dairy Farmers milking demo, vendors, food trucks, and live entertainment throughout the weekend with headliners both Friday and Saturday. Chili Cheese Fest 2023, September 22nd and 23rd in Downtown Roswell. Sponsored by Leprino Foods, XL Energy, Sparklight, Farm Bureau Financial Services, and Keep Chavez County Beautiful.
Every piece of land has a story, written by those who work it. But everyone's story is different. So the question is, how will you tell yours? Behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, mower, or Gator utility vehicle. Run with us and start telling your story today.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Your destination for health is closer than you think. You don't have to drive hours for personalized care. You can get high-quality health care right here, close to home, at Artesia General Hospital. From hip, knee, and shoulder replacements to sports injuries, general surgery, pain management, and wound care, our providers will help you get back to doing the things you love right here in Southeast New Mexico. Artesia General Hospital is here for you when you need us. To learn more about some of our key service lines, visit artesiageneral.com/closer.
Summer's coming, and you're going to want to hit the road for a little well-deserved vacation time. At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details, 2nd and Sycamore, and 1309 Southeast Main.
Are you ready to make a real difference in your community? Introducing the New Mexico Army National Guard. Serve your community with pride and become a part-time hero. Join our dedicated team and enjoy the adventure of a lifetime. Get full-time benefits without sacrificing your current career or education. When disaster strikes and your community needs assistance, you'll be there to lend a helping hand. So don't miss out on the opportunity to receive education, adventure, and financial stability, all while serving your country. Get started by visiting our website, nationalguard.com/NM.
Playing dance music can help ward off mosquitoes. Now you have a reason to invite Pitbull to your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:25, and joining us in studio this morning, as he does each and every month, John is back with Oasis Computers. Talk some tech with us. Morning, John.
Good morning. How is everybody?
Doing well. And for folks not familiar, John with Oasis Computers joins us each month, and we always talk technology related, whatever. Maybe it's something that's kind of going on in the world of technology. Maybe it's just good sage advice about security or maintenance on your computers. We go each month we go to talk different things. And of course, don't forget when your computer does give you the ornery blue screen of death or does the things that you don't want it to do, John will be the guy that bails you out when you when those instances occur. So
we try. Some of it depends on the customer what they have done, depending on how much we can help.
Sometimes there's no bringing it back, and it's time to cut bait and start over again.
Right.
Here.
What brings us to not losing your device by not knowing the password. Happens with Apple devices quite a bit, and slowly with other devices too. People don't know their password, and
then you get locked out of everything.
The resets won't work, and then you can't get to anything.
And then the thing is, and I know Apple does it, I'm sure Android does it too, is you get locked into their world where all of a sudden now you're paying your fees, you're shopping and using your Apple Pay account, or you're using whatever Android has version of that, and then you forget your password, and now you're not only locked out of your phone, but now you can't access your money and other things because you can't remember your Apple password.
It gets worse every day, I would say. Or what do we call it? It gets more important every day to know these things, have them correct, and it's like your wallet and your passport and things like that.
Yeah.
Nobody, well, maybe somebody, but in general, people are not very easygoing with their wallet. they kind of, is my wallet there, you know? When they have a passport, they don't just throw it in the purse or whatever. They put it in the purse or in the wherever they keep it,
right?
And say, "Do I have it? Is it correct?"
And then when they're not traveling, they keep it like a secure
They don't just throw it in the kitchen drawer with all the junk in it.
Like your Social Security card.
Yeah, they put it in if they have a safe in the safe, or if they have a drawer for that kind of document.
Or even a secure safe, like a security deposit box.
Whatever, yeah. They treat that different than just a note or a shopping list or whatever.
Absolutely.
If you use your shopping list, it's like, well, okay, whatever. I'll buy what I thought I need, and then I may have to go back.
Right. I got milk on the list, and I got clothing.
But when you lose these kind of documents, your documents that you bought your house, your whatever, you treat those different. Mm-hmm. And passwords have been, what would I call it, sneaking up on us. And it used to be we didn't have no password. And then we wanted a password for some things, and then I remember Windows, what was it, XP, I believe, or what? Yeah, I think it was in XP.
Yeah.
People were bringing a computer with a password on it, and they let me tell you password. Oh, you're in already? How did you do? I've got a password on it.
Yeah.
Well, that password only worked for the network.
Didn't
so
work for the system.
if your screen came up, supply your username and password, you would hit escape. You would just go on. So many people have done this for a long time, still used to that setup. And then it changes where you can do that no more. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the first thing comes up, why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why do I have to do this stuff now? Why is this too complicated, too difficult?
Well, it's to protect you.
Right. And that's where we see the problem coming in. And it's getting a lot better if you follow what they're trying to do. And they're trying to get away from passwords. But I'm struggling with that. I still have problem with my Google.
But even like all of our forms of checking for security, like the convenience that they're using now, that's actually, at the end of the day, it's still all tied to the password.
Yes and no. There is ways that don't use the password at all anymore. But now it starts being tied. If I get this right, and it's very confusing to me too. If I get this right, you can tie it to like a phone or a jump drive, a device, a safety device, whatever. And if you have that, that knows everything. Mm-hmm. But that you can lose too, or, if you don't realize it's the phone. I log into my Google account and it wants something that a PIN or whatever it wants, and I have not figured out how to supply that. So I cancel that, and then it says, do you want to use a different device? Yeah, the device that I set up for this, but okay, call it a different device. And you start your camera up, you point it at the Q code that's up there, QR code, and then it says, you want to log in? Yes, and then you have to put your thumbprint on it, whatever, to log into it. That works great, but I can't make it do right, and I don't understand step one yet. I've been working on that for about half a year now.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't do it again. So finally I sort of gave up and said, I need to figure out how this works. Now, if that's difficult for me, then can you imagine for the regular
average
user?
person? Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So a lot of mistakes with passwords, and it's not necessarily the password's problem, it's the brain's problem. It don't function the way we think. And the other problem is, I think we mentioned it last time I was here, it happens at the most inconvenient time when they force you to change it or to make something new. Or
it's
whatever.
Always when you're trying to do something.
Right, and that's, where it doesn't work out right.
So you're trying to fix it to get to what you want to get to and not fix it to fix it so it doesn't keep being an issue.
Yeah, so the company, Google, Microsoft, Apple, whoever, decides we're going to add extra security on it. You guys had your stuff stolen. They broke into your account. People that had been in the store. One lost $120,000. Another one lost $80,000. People lose a lot between $500 and $2,000. That's more common. But, they get either scammed out of it, whatever. And then it's a lot of times it also has to do with the password and the password changing and whatever. So you got to realize that passwords are important, and then the company will look at these things and say, wow, there's a lot of problems. Let's fix this. Let's do something about it. So that's not clear that they're working on it. Nobody knows. I guess nobody pays attention to it. And it's not obvious. The news doesn't say, Google has now a different way of doing passwords. Be aware of that.
Right.
If that would be in the regular news,
sure,
that would be something. But nobody cares. It works, right? It's fine. And then it changes, and then you have to do that important thing, whatever that is. Let me get this done real quick because I need this in the next hour. Before this day, before 5 o'clock,
right?
I need to bring this printed document, whatever it is, to wherever, something like that. And then you go in there to get that document. Let's say it's online or something like that.
Sure.
And then you say, oh, you got to change your password first. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, fine. Then you change the password, and the password you changed to don't work.
Right.
And then you do it again, and then it don't work again. And then you try it differently, and then you can't get in at all, and altogether you don't get your document printed, and you lose what you want to do. That's very frustrating. So that stuff happens at a time where you're not...
you're just wanting to get in and out and go to about your day.
Yes, but, now what we see is that, I do it a lot, and I don't know why. I'm aware of it, but I type my password in it, and it doesn't let me in. And it used to be that I would get frustrated with that. Now it's more like, I must have typed it in wrong.
Right.
And then I go, stop, slow down, and look at what I type in. If it has a little eyeball at the end, but a lot of people are not aware of that. Slowly more people are than...
It means you can see the...
Yeah, you click on it, and sometimes you have to hold the button
show
down,
the
and it
characters.
shows, sometimes it toggles.
Yeah.
And then you can see what you type in, and then you can see, I mistyped
yeah.
it. And it's amazing how much you mistype, really.
And guess what? The older you get, the more messed up you do it.
I don't know if that's the truth.
Well, it is
not,
for me because I'm now hitting my 50s, and I'm like, is that an 8 or a 6?
So
I mistype all the time.
That's part of the problem. Certain letters are hard to do. Whatever.
Yeah.
And the example comes by. I have been showing people for a long time, when you do passwords, make sure you write it down correctly, uppercase and lowercase. There's people that don't know what the difference is. To me, that's obvious.
Sure.
Now, what is uppercase? How did we get to uppercase and lowercase? Well, in printing, a long time ago, when they used the letters they picked to put in, you print a newspaper up and you put all the letters in.
Yeah, the type print, typeset stuff. Yeah.
Lead letters, whatever. And the capital letters, uppercase letters, came from the case with the letters in it that was on the upper shelf.
That's
uppercase letters and
the name.
Lowercase letters. That's where that comes from.
Interesting.
So
I love
now,
those.
if you pay little attention and paid maybe attention in school, I don't know, didn't forget it, then an A and an A, uppercase and lowercase, is written different. In any font, it's different.
Yep.
So what happens a lot is people type a capital A, and they make it a big, smaller case, a lowercase a.
Gotcha.
I make it bigger so it's capital. Well, maybe not. And then the example comes in to make that real clear is you type, and it's literally, a customer told me this. I put 3 O's down or zeros or whatever they were. And I would call it, what did I write down? And then one day a customer comes in and says, you wrote down 3 circles. And I look at it, it's like, hey, that's a good way of putting it. I wrote down 3 circles. It doesn't mean there's circles.
Yeah.
So they're all the same size, all round.
Are they
like
zeros or O's?
Right. Now, it's part of my password, and it's supposed to be capital O, 0, lowercase o. Now, how do you know which one is which one?
Yeah.
So when it comes to password, the hint that we give everybody is, if you meant it to be a capital letter, then put a little line under it. Now, only with passwords, of course. You don't do that wherever
don't do it in
write.
your letters.
No, but if
and
you deal with your password, you do that. So then
regardless of handwriting, you can understand it's an A.
Because I do it once in a while.
Yeah.
I sometimes write an A that's a big lowercase a, and then I put a line under it. And later when I look at it, it's like, well, you didn't use the right
And then if
font.
you write that cursive / English like hybrid, then you're really messing people up.
Right. You can see that if you put the line under it, I meant it to be a capital letter, no matter what it looks like. And again, the circles point that out real nicely.
Sure.
So I write down, the next thing I write down is a small circle with no line under it, a big circle with a small circle with a line under it, a big circle with no line under it, and then a circle with a slash through it. But
zero.
in computer terms, that means 0.
Yes.
So now you tell them, what is that? And then if I've gone over this, what I just said, people look, is that big one the small? Oh, yes, exactly. Because I was in a hurry, I didn't write it very well. So it's more likely they're the same size.
So you put the line under it, and that
right, and that forces it in that thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that's important. If you get to that point, get a piece of scrap paper and start making the new password. And before you do, write it down. Then type it in carefully. Then look at the little eyeball and see if you did it right. If you have one, you don't have one everywhere. And then go on with it. And then you find out you can't go on because you need an exclamation mark, or whatever thing, you need something else with it.
Sure.
Oh, for God's sake. So you do that and say, no, there's not enough letters in it. Oh, there's not, there's always something, it seems like. So by the time you get it right, well, you literally go like, damn.
It's like, I'm tired of it. I'm on to something else now.
Your handwriting suffers from that.
Well, and it gets you like it gets me with TV and like downloading some of these like Netflix and some of these things, and then I just got a new TV, so I had to put in all the new passwords and everything, and so showing the characters was very useful friend, especially when you're doing it from a remote instead of a keyboard.
To come to that point personally at the house. We used to have the Apple service, Ted Lasso we liked.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
a great show.
Some other ones. So we got it for that. And I'm the one that says, get it for the whole year, then we have it for the rest of the year. And there wasn't much else. We were watching there for a while. And
check out Shrinking. Have you watched Shrinking on there? That's
let me get to the point that we don't have Apple anything anymore, and we don't care.
Good for you.
Because what happened was that we would start the Apple interface up, and so you put your password in, you need to do this. And what was that here again?
Yeah.
Where is it? Well, then we need to, we watch it different. We watch it on a TV that's computer hooked up, and we watch it like we watching the internet.
Gotcha.
And so we have a keyboard actually handy close by, actually a little keyboard. It's as big as the phone. And you can use the phone, by the way, too. You can set it up that way, but that's electronic again, and that's somewhat problematic on and off when the phone don't cooperate.
Sure.
But anyway, so we can type that in, but then we forget what it was, and then it needs the confirmation, tell this too. We got to the point, it's like, it's aggravating with all of them, but this one keeps bugging. You know what? We don't renew. Forget it.
All right.
And then with the writer's strike and whatever going on, less and less there. By the way, we look a lot at the public station stuff.
Yeah,
I support those folks.
Oh, locally, nothing wrong with the local
and they have some good shows on it. We watched the second show now that I never can pick the name out of the shows, but they on the Masterpiece Theater, great stuff.
And I found on mine, and this is so I bought a new big TV for our house about 2 months ago. We had our other one for years, and like, all right, let's get
right.
And so it's got new technology and things, but we bought through the brand name is LG. And the one thing, and I've never owned an LG product before, and then I got onto the TV, and I'm not sure if the other TV companies do this, but literally LG has their own free stuff, and so all I had to do is hook my TV up to the internet, and they're showing me free TV. Like there's like 100 movies that are free just because I have an LG TV. And
LG supplies.
And so it's through their LG channel, and I can watch old TV shows. Like I go through and see like TV shows from the 80s, 90s and stuff that you want to watch.
Right.
And not all the movies are old. Some are newer movies that were in the theater a couple years ago. Some are newer, some
Sounds
are older.
like you like it.
I do because it literally just came with the TV.
Right.
And I'm like, I could, in theory, watch all of this and not even plug this thing to anything.
All of this is to pull you into their their world, so they can make money with advertising or whatever.
Sure,
they
but
do.
Because in theory, I'm like looking, I'm like, maybe there's a couple streaming services I can get rid of now just because LG's just putting it on the TV for free for me.
Right.
So I love that thing. So and I'm guessing other companies are doing that. So it is a good thing.
Right.
But again, it's back to these passwords and all that, and doing it securely, because in those worlds of convenience, and even a lot of times with the phone, like you say, they hook the QR code and you tap it. And,
they're working real hard on making that a lot easier.
And some companies are better than others.
Yeah, well, everybody has their own idea to do that.
Yeah.
So nothing is coordinated and working together. So it's just like everything else. Think back of the VHS, Betamax Ward thing. Which one's better? What is it?
Blu-ray or
and then
HD DVD.
Blu-ray never really made it much, but whatever.
Well, beat HD DVD.
Yeah, that's right. Same thing again. Yeah. We see it all the time, over and over. So one day comes that one just wins.
Yeah.
The other one has to give up because it has not enough business or whatever the reason is. So I think with the password manager, that's going to be the same thing. We're going to be in the near future, and I don't know if that's next week or in 5 to 8 years.
Right.
But we're not gonna have this problem no more. We're gonna have some kind of a login that knows and ties you to it. But of course, it has to be very tricky. That if you steal that, you can get into anything.
Absolutely.
So it has to be kind of
it's
thought through a lot.
It is the world we live in, because anytime we create something to make things for the better, there's always people that are trying to find the workaround around it. And
right.
It's true in technology, and it's true in pretty much every facet of the world. It just,
right.
Technology happens a little faster and more visible than other facets of the world. But it does. That's just, if there's someone trying to build a mousetrap, there's someone trying to build a way to get out of the mousetrap.
Right.
That's just how life is.
Some people do it, Nick. Yes, I know.
But that's something we're going to be dealing with as long as there's humanity. The best we can do is humans just stay on top of it. Be vigilant about your stuff.
Well, that's why we're trying to get across what is important, where do you pay attention to. And when, every once in a while, well, not every once in a while, a lot actually, when you point these things out, you get something like a shrug, I don't care. Well, you better care because you're going to be affected. Well, not for me, I don't do these things.
Until you
and
do.
then one day somebody has something that is important and then lose it. What is really bad is, especially on the Apple product, I've had, I don't know how many, but more than is you want. People can throw their $1,000 Apple phone out because they can't get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Apple is really, really strong on that. So you want to make sure you have that. And then the solutions for it sometimes is like, I don't understand what it wants. So you're back to do something I do understand. When you make a password for something, write down the company it's for. And another thing that's very striking that we keep running into, we're going to go to Google, let's say. You want to log into something Google Mail, whatever, Gmail, whatever, and you can't get in. So I need to help you with it. And then the first thing I said, so what email do you use? What are we talking about? Microsoft, Google, and they go, my email. Well, there's different emails. From their point of view, Gmail in this case is the email. Well, there is a million other email ways of doing emails and setups and things and whatever. So you get that across, and you get it across mostly by asking. I keep coming back to... tell me if I need to send you an email, where do I send it to? Oh, pete@gmail.com. Okay, thank you. That's what I need. Now, what is your login name? And, most of the time when they say pete@gmail.com, that is the login name.
Sure, it's usually the...
But, in other situations, it's like, okay, for Amazon, so they supplied pete@gmail.com for the login name. What is not clear? The login name is... just a name.
Sure.
Now, if that name happens to be pete@gmail.com,
a lot of times
then they think that's my email. Well, yes, that is your email, but for the purpose of logging into Amazon, it's just the login name.
Like for instance, for me is I have, I play EA Sports. They do John Madden games and all the games, and I like to play the football games every once in a while on my computer. So, in order to play those, you really have to set up an account with EA Sports to get on their platform to download everything. And so my username, when you log in, they want your username, and it is not my full email address. It's you can put the email, But when you log in and it shows your username, it's actually because I use MIKSPED. It's just been a name I've used as my forefront for email for 100 years, and so that's my username is Mixped, not my whole email address. And so that's what you're talking about.
Right.
Is
So
sometimes
I
they just
will
want
ask,
that.
in your case, your EA Sports, what's your username there? And then they say XYC exclamation mark 23 uppercase AB. Sounds like a password. Yeah, that's what I need to log in. I can't log in. I need your login name.
I need the thing. I'll need that next.
And
the
it's
password,
like
but I need
blank stare. Well, what do you mean? That's they know it. Their brain knows it. But when somebody else asks it, so depending on what it is, a lot of times, yes, what is your email? You type that in and that makes it go. And it's not understood that and so many emails are used for login names and that is sort of confusing for people.
And that could be a worldwide just misnomenclature. Like when you log in, and a lot of times it says username or email or phone number.
To come back to what is important when you deal with your email names, in your case, what is the company you're dealing with? EA Sports. And a lot of people say the companies don't the internet. It's very frustrating that it's so unknown, really. So the EA Sports is the company we're dealing with. So what is the login name? I run into, what was it? What is the login name? I don't have a login name. It's my username. Well, that's the same thing.
Right.
But people don't know that.
Sure.
Login name / or username. Okay, what is your login name or username? And then Pete@gmail.com, whatever yours is. Yeah. Or it may be just Pete11. Or it could be a phone number these days. Sure. It could be a phone number. So you need to write that down in your book. What is the login user name?
And if it is confusing, use your email address as your username.
The problem is when you get set up, it asks, put a username, use your email. And so you get guided in a certain direction. Now it says you can use your phone number also. Okay, well, I'll use the phone number. And then but when that first started, it's like a phone number.
Yeah.
You use phone.
But it's actually great because now what a lot of times they're doing, especially if you log onto a new device, they're going to want some kind of secondary security to make sure. So
that's the other problem. We haven't even gotten there yet. Okay, we're still at the first original login.
Right.
It keeps on and on. It keeps rolling downhill. Unbelievable. So then we go, now what is the password? And then a lot of times they really look frustrated when the password don't work. And the hardest thing to get across again is what you think the password is, even though you are 1,000,000% convinced that that's what it is, if the machine says no, then there's nothing you can do. You have to satisfy the machine, and it matches up with what the machine knows. A lot of times when they do figure out that it's different, when we figure out what it is, I did change that. So
I guarantee you get an argument with a computer machine, you're going to lose every time. You're going to lose every single time.
That's an important thing. The same thing, we've said it many times when I first started out. The computer does not cooperate. What else is wrong with this damn thing? My own words. This damn machine don't work right, okay? And
we all been there.
It took me about 4 to 6 years in there to go with the same problem. Okay. What did I do wrong now? Once you get in that mode, it makes things get a lot easier.
Sure.
You are not all-knowing, even though we think a lot of times we are.
Absolutely.
I know this stuff. And
I know it all, just
wrong.
can't remember it at once.
Right. The brains of the computer, they know what you made last for the thing. And then you have the problem of typing it in wrong, Oh,
yeah.
So
it's just be vigilant. At the end of the day, it's pay attention. Know what your username versus your email address or user email or any of those things.
We have to pick up next time on this again.
I know we're running out of time. This will be
I have
part 2.
one more comment to make that I'm kind of running out of time with. Not everybody. Many people ask me, do you do classes? And I've always said I don't have no time for classes. Well, with everything that has changed and everything gets more organized and streamlined and forward.
Maybe some time for classes?
I start realizing that I do classes on one person a lot. What I'm just telling you now, what I have told this half an hour,
sure,
that's what I tell every individual all the time, over and over and over. I realize that if I can get some people together, then I can do a class and explain this to a group of people.
Cool.
So anywhere between 5 to 10, I'm thinking. I don't know what day. It's going to be the afternoon or Saturday.
You're going to do it at the
Sunday.
store?
Yes, that's what my idea is. And then, the hourly rate is $120 an hour. So I'm not sure how to deal with it. I need a minimum of, like I was thinking, 4 to 5 people.
Okay.
If it's any less, then I don't know if it's worth it. But if you want, if you can, if you want to have some personal instruction, and you bring your friend, and you only have 2, well, then I charge $120 to the both of you. You can split it up $60 each.
Nice.
That cuts the cost down a lot.
Sure.
So I don't know what I would charge if we had a full class at that point. I'm still thinking about it. What I first need to know is, are people indeed interested, and what topics?
Okay.
I have my topics that I run into all the time, like we're talking about now.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's something that is helpful and, is better use of my time and everybody's time and whatever.
So reach out to John, and we're going to tell you
if
how.
you're interested.
We're going to tell you how here in just a second.
Right.
But reach out to John and say, hey, I heard you on the radio. I'd love to do that class. I would love to focus on XX and X or whatever it is, or you know what, I'm pretty good, but I know someone who could really benefit from this class, and they would love to learn. Whatever it is, get with John and give him some feedback, ask some questions, and let's see if we can make this happen. I think it'd be a good thing. So, if you have any computer problems and need them fixed, John's got you covered. He works. He really does his client customer service hours, morning hours, Monday through Friday from 8 to noonish. And then he does all his heavy work or networking. If he has to go off site to go work on someone's network or something like that, he does that in the afternoons. So come by Oasis Computers right behind the Wool Bowl from 8 to noon, Monday through Friday, and get your, if you bring your computers, bring all that.
Right.
If it's a little simple fix, he'll knock it out right there. But if it's something he's got to tear into the computer.
I need to be up to date, working by myself. If I can get it out, I'm not taking it in and letting it sit for a while so I can charge more.
Yeah.
I get it out if I can, but sometimes bring me in trouble because it took longer than I wanted, and then I run into a problem.
You want it done just as much as the customer wants it done. So,
yes, we're at 703 North Garden Avenue. Stop by between 8 and 12. Call any time of the day. I'll try to answer it. And depending on how busy I am, I do take people in the afternoon by special appointment. If there's not much going on, I just go like, come on over. I'll open the door for you.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Leave a voicemail if you call and don't get live John.
We have changed I've never been much of a text person, but I realize that many people do, and I start realizing it's actually a really handy thing to do.
It can be very convenient. Yeah.
Right. So the phone number to call me is 575-625-9141. But you can also text. Unfortunately, not to the same number. Text to 575-578-4629.
Very good.
If you can't remember this information, go to oasis-computers.net, and the numbers and the text number is all listed there.
There you go. So
texting has been working pretty good since I kind of started doing that.
Good deal. So please reach out and, of course, give John some feedback here on maybe some computer tech classes.
Right, and if you're interested in classes, whatever, let me kind of know, see what we're thinking, see what we want to do.
I got a feeling you're going to need a bigger room.
I'm not sure if we want to make more people. Like everything else we do, we try to do the best job we can. And having a big class, and I'm not sure,
Kim Commando or Leo Laporte of
this is specifically
Roswell.
With specific things that I find is a problem because I need to work on it over and over and over. Or what do you have? What do we need to fix?
Absolutely. Good deal. Well, thank you, John. As
You're
always.
welcome.
We'll
Thank
see you
you
next time. And
all right.
Hopefully, we'll be a whole new batch of problems. So.
Well, we may finish off our password thing because we're only a quarter done.
Yeah, but we got to keep going. That'll be next month.
And that's where the class would come in.
There you
can
go.
do that in the class. So.
Well, thank you, John.
You're welcome. Thank you.
At 7:57. Quick. Actually, let's get you into sports and a quick commercial before we get you into news. Don't go away.
Hey, New Mexico. Experiencing issues keeping your office technology up to date with these crazy supply chain issues? Well, DSI is here to help. We've diversified our products and solutions to help your business not just survive, but thrive in any situation. Have your teams collaborate and share with high-def video walls and interactive smart panels. With free unlimited support, the fear of any new technology is a thing of the past. Contact DSI today to upgrade your workspace. www.dsinm.com.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Got a couple of scores for you. How about a little volleyball action? Last night, Roswell defeats Alamogordo by a score of 3-1. The Lady Coyotes are now 6-3 overall. And a girls soccer score, it was there were a lot of goals scored yesterday by the Goddard Rockets, defeating Ruidoso at home by a score of 7-2. Goddard moves to 6-4 on the season. Lexi Pinon had 3 goals. Bella Flores, 2 goals for the Rockets, and who also got single goals from Olivia Rosso and Bennett Rolk. The Rockets will next be in action tomorrow against Clovis. Clovis is 7-2-1, and that game starts at 4 o'clock. Should be a good one. Remember, if you didn't hear a score from a game that we've previously previewed, it means it was not reported. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
Did you get a lowball trade offer on your vehicle? Did you spend hours haggling over prices? Were you laughed at because of your credit? Of course not. You made the smart choice and went to Roswell Ford. At Roswell Ford, there's never been a better time to save thousands and get approved for the new car or quality pre-owned vehicle you've always wanted. Our lenders' approval requirements are more forgiving than ever. If you have a steady job and proof of residence, you could be approved in minutes. Even with bad credit or no credit, over mileage on your lease, or buried on your loan, Roswell Ford will take any trade, even if you owe $6,000, $8,000, even $10,000 more than your old car is worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. If you're looking for a new or quality pre-owned vehicle at or near your current monthly payment with little or no money down, visit Roswell Ford today for incredible savings. Roswell Ford, the home of Tailgate Nation, at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell. Plus tax and tag, trade balance refinance to the new loan, subject to lender approval, offers not combined.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The situation on the southern border is going from bad to worse. Shelters are already filled to overflowing, and the flood of illegal immigrants is picking up again.
The Texas border town of Eagle Pass is issuing an emergency declaration to help combat the overwhelming number of illegal immigrants. Over the weekend, the total number of arrests along the southwest border topped 35,000. That's an average of nearly 9,000 a day. September numbers are on track to potentially set a new all-time record. Tasha Stevens reporting.
Ukrainian President Zelensky will address the UN Security Council today. In a speech to the General Assembly yesterday, he accused Russia of weaponizing everything as it tries to subdue his country.
The aggressor is weaponizing many other things, and those things are used not only against our country, but against all of yours as well.
In his speech to the General Assembly, there was not a mention from President Biden of the migrant crisis that's been exploding under his watch. One of the biggest fights over abortion this year, it's in Virginia.
All of the state House and Senate seats are up for re-election in the Old Dominion state. Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin pushed to ban abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy, but was blocked by the Democratic-controlled Senate earlier this year. He's pledged to try again if the GOP wins full control in the state. The Commonwealth's odd-year elections are often an indicator of the national mood heading into major election years and offer both parties a chance to test campaign strategies, messaging, and policy. Ken Lorman reporting.
Still no deal in the Republican-led House on a stopgap spending bill to keep the government fully open beyond the end of the month, and the Fed today will be announcing its decision on interest rates. Watching Wall Street, the Dow up 152. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Iran's parliament has voted to increase penalties for women who ignore the country's strict Islamic dress code. Now they could get up to 10 years in prison.
Ever since widespread protests last September, triggered by the death in custody of Mahsa Amini, the Iranian authorities have greatly feared more unrest. Her arrest for failing to cover her hair touched a chord with many Iranian women who cast off their hijabs. Such ongoing defiance has led to an escalating clampdown. Street patrols by Iran's morality police have been reintroduced, surveillance cameras installed in public places, and businesses closed for non-compliance. Now 10-year jail terms could await Iranian women who continue to flout the dress code.
The BBC's Mike Thompson. Inflation in Britain fell unexpectedly last month, dropping to its lowest level since the start of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which led to sharp price hikes. News and analysis at townhall.com. The arrest and tasing of an Alabama high school band leader is under investigation.
Birmingham police body cam video shows officers telling minor high school band director Johnny Mims on Thursday night to stop his band from playing. The game had ended moments before. Mims is heard saying the song would be their last and refused to stop them immediately. Mims told an officer to get out of his face. A scuffle ensued and an officer deployed a taser repeatedly. Mims faces multiple charges. Birmingham's mayor announced the formation of a civilian-led public safety advisory committee, though his office said it had been in development for some time. I'm Norman Hall.
Attorney General Merrick Garland is on Capitol Hill this morning. He's to testify before the House Judiciary Committee, part of its investigation into whether the Justice Department has been politically weaponized. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to our number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy, oh so happy Wednesday. It is the middle of the week. Although, does it feel like a long week already? For like
it really does. Yesterday felt like Wednesday all day long.
It feels like it should be later in the week than it is. I don't know why. It just feels that way.
Yeah.
I just can't put my finger on it. Why it's that way? Because there's nothing like out of the ordinary.
Yeah, there's not really to like what I've always found is time is weird with me. If I'm anticipating something like a good thing, time goes so slow. But if I know the thing that's coming up is not fun for me or not going to be good, it just speeds by.
Yeah.
So this week's, it's been going pretty slow.
Yeah.
So I assume good things are coming this weekend.
Yeah.
That's got to be what it means, right?
We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
There you go.
Good things come to this way. We'll go with that.
There you go.
That's what we'll do.
I like it.
But happy Wednesday. Hope your Wednesday's going well.
Still hoodie weather. I'm enjoying it. At least for the morning. Yeah. The morning and the evening time, it's prime hoodie weather.
Well, that's what I'm loving. I'm loving the fact that at night it's like in the 60s and low 60s. Even.
Yeah.
It's not, it's like, 50, overnight 50s will be coming soon. And then, desert. That's the good part of the desert. That's
right.
The part I love that it still blows me away, even all the years I've lived here now, that it's like, how does it go from 100 during the day to 60 at night that quickly? I mean, because it doesn't do that in other parts of the world. It just doesn't.
No, other places maintain their heat.
Yeah.
Whereas the desert, it just saps away from us.
It lingers, and it's not as pleasant.
Which is scary for people who were like a Burning Man, for example. Because I was hearing stories of people who were stuck out in the mud getting hypothermia.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
at like
easy
50
to do.
degrees at night and stuff. If you're cold and wet and muddy, it makes sense.
It's the hypothermia. It doesn't take a lot to. It's a lot easier than you think to get hypothermia. If you are ill prepared when you go out and do these things, you will pay the price. Mother Nature will show you real quick why you're supposed to do these things, and ain't thing you can do about it because it's Mother Nature.
That's right.
No one wins against Mother Nature. Mother Nature.
Father Time. Father Time's the only one who's ever beaten Mother Nature.
And I don't think.
And he caught a case for it too. It was assault. It was a domestic.
What is it? Is it Smuckers or one of these companies uses I think it's Smuckers. They have a series of commercials where it's like just some dad and his daughter, and they just so happen the mom/wife is Mother Nature, and so, so they're all about the Smuckers jelly because that's what Mother Nature likes and all that. But it's kind of funny. Where dad's making him a sandwich and, mom's off, doing nature stuff.
Right. Causing the tides to come in.
But there's a series of those commercials with it's like Mother Nature's husband and kids are making Smucker's jelly sandwich.
Seen those. But do you remember, and this is, I want to say it was Knott's that did this. It was back in like the 80s, maybe early 90s. There was a series of jars that one of those companies put out that had like Snoopy or Peanuts characters on it, Charlie Brown, Snoopy and all that. And they were... or at least in my family, reusable glasses.
Oh.
We had a whole series of drink glasses that were just jelly jars, which begs the question, how much jelly were we going through as a family? but yeah, no, I remember distinctly having these jars or these cups as a kid.
Gum and peanut butter,
right?
You need a lot of jelly to balance it.
Yeah, it's true. And we needed extra jelly because my mom pulled the oh-so-baller move of opening the can of commodity peanut butter and pouring the oil off.
Oh, that's supposed to mix it in.
What are you exactly?
Yeah,
what are you doing? It's not a protective layer.
Yeah, it's like when you got the natural peanut butter, right?
Which is
that they charge $12 more for.
Which is why I never had a proper peanut butter sandwich when I was a kid. It was always just like peanut butter on some ripped up bread.
Yeah.
She knows what I'm talking about.
We all know the ripped up bread is Wonder Bread. Don't act like
the struggle of commodity peanut butter is real. But the cheese was the best.
Peanut butter on nothing but cotton candy.
Yeah. As a person who spent time in the military, I know all about government peanut butter. I ate my fair share of it too on various forms of biscuits and crackers and.
But I will argue commodity cheese is better than even Velveeta.
Hey, go to Wahlburgers.
Yeah, they do the government cheese.
You get a burger at Wahlburgers, they put gum and cheese on your burger. At least that's what they claim. I don't know. It's probably bougie. It's probably
That's right.
It's like bougie government cheese. It's probably that cheese that Joe Biden's eating, not like the cheese they give us.
I like my cheese to end with the word product. That's when you really know you got that authentic cheese flavor, or with a Z.
Cheese with a Z. Cheese like.
We added 3 E's to the word cheese. Now it's legal.
Yeah. Well, it's like the juice world. versus juice versus drink. Really,
for a second, I thought you were referencing the late great rapper.
No.
Juice WRLD. I was like, oh snap, Mike's got some flavor. All right.
I do have flavor, but that's not what I was referring.
I'm more of an XXX Tentacion person myself, but you know what? We all have our opinions.
I got flavor. That's not what I was talking about. My flavor is more like
Razzle Dazzle Raspberry.
Yeah, mine's got a smoky.
There was I want to say it was a Dave Chappelle bit where he was talking about that Sunny D commercial where they're going through you got your soda, orange juice, purple stuff. Oh, Sunny D. Dave Chappelle was the one guy in the back going, let me get some of that purple stuff.
Right, purple drink was good. I didn't like Sunny D. I want purple drink.
I'm still to this day not a fan of Sunny D.
I don't like
heartburn in a glass.
Yeah, I don't drink Sunny D. Sunny D is a hot mess. I'm not a Tang fan either.
Right.
I didn't like Tang back in the day either. Yeah. I was the guy that's like, give me the barrel with the blue, red, or green drink in it, and I'll take that thing.
We called those quarter waters.
Yeah. Well, you know me and fruit. So anything that actually tastes like fruit, I want nothing to do with. I want my fake fruit. I eat my fruits. I got Jolly Ranchers and Starburst. Right. I'm good to go.
I didn't know what a watermelon actually tasted like until I was in my 20s.
Right. It's like, do you love grapes? No, but I love grape-flavored things.
So it turns out that grape flavor specifically that we all know as like the artificial grape flavor is from it's called musket of something, and it's from England. It's specifically a wine grape, but it tastes just like that fake grape flavor.
Well, you know what? A salute to the Union Jack today for that one, because that one is delicious.
God save the king. God save your sausage-fingered king.
Because God bless you, because that is by far the best jelly to make. And you know what? The most American thing in the world is best because of those Brits.
That's right.
Because the peanut butter jelly sandwich is so American. That is, other nations look at us like we're weird because we eat peanut butter jelly.
I want to say grape jelly is Concord grapes. I could be wrong. That could just be a Welch's thing. Is it Concord?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
Well, Concord is
but that
or bust.
fake candy grape flavor is a British like grape type.
Well, God bless them fake British candy people. And your teethless.
That's how they zeroed in on the flavor. A lot of bicuspids had to get lost for that to happen.
Thank God for you people. I love you, every single one of you.
You molar sacrificing sons of guns, you.
That's a good commercial, by the way. Sock rolling.
All the farmers smiling with like 3 teeth in their head.
There's a commercial for like Priceline or one of these, and he's talking about, but you're prepared. You're packing. Look at you sock rolling son of a nigga. Commercial cuts off. That's pretty funny. All right, and 8:15, Andrew Moore with the Chamber going to join us here in just a bit. But I got to play some commercials and stuff first, so let's get through all that.
There you
go. But first, here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A few clouds today, but lots of sunshine as well, and we're in the mid to upper 90s for the afternoon high. We do have a little bit of moist air available for a few showers or thunderstorms overnight. Our lows dropping into the mid 60s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are possible on Thursday, and we'll have some sunshine too. Afternoon high in the low 90s, back to hot and sunny weather on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 65 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 43%. Winds are out of the north at 6 miles per hour. Increasing clouds and a high of 95 today. Winds will be out of the north 5 to 10. Tonight, we are looking at a 30% chance at some showers. The sweet spot this evening, 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. That's what they're saying. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 67. Winds out of the southeast 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, we're looking at a 20% chance for some showers and thunderstorms. They're saying after 9 a.m., so might not even get to the afternoon. Partly cloudy and a high of 93. Winds out of the north 5 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, hot, high of 97. Winds out of the southwest 5 to 15. And then for the weekend, mostly sunny and 94 for Saturday. Sunny on Sunday, highs right around 91. And then looks like Monday, 89. And then some slight rain chances for Tuesday with highs in the upper 80s. So we'll see. All right, 8:16. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Actually, not that quick, kind of long. Commercial break. I got some lunch to pay for. And then Andrew Moore with the Roswell Chamber will join us on the other side. Don't go away.
I'm amazed at just how different our store looks from a year ago. Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. It's been a long time coming, but our showrooms are absolutely filled with beautiful new items. Gorgeous power reclining furniture for your living room, cozy bedroom suites and mattresses, and stylish new dining room tables and dinettes. I'll bet we have exactly what you're looking for. So hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
Most of the problems that people have with plants comes down to basic farm management. That means knowing what to plant and when to plant it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Planting at the wrong time usually leads to disappointment and heartache, sort of like your first love. But planting at the right moment puts Mother Nature on your side, and that makes growing things easier and a whole lot more fun. So before you plant anything, come to see us at Roswell Seed, or just give it a try and hope for the best. It gives me a chance to say, I told you so.
A comedian once said, "No one can tell me anything, not even myself." Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, most people stop listening and start forming an answer or response when someone's talking to them within 7 seconds, so they miss most of the information.
John 10:27 says, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me."
You know, when Julie and I were preparing for this, she looked right at me after I spoke for a while and said, "What?" I guess we all have work to do in listening. But you know what? Just like learning to know God takes time and focus and to know His voice, it's going to take time and focus to really get to know our spouse and to really start enjoying and loving marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Believe it or not, your home insurance company isn't evil. Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here. A lot of roofers make your insurance company out to be your enemy. They'll talk about fighting and battling your insurance to get you the claim you deserve. But honestly, your insurance company is a group of people just like you and me. That's why we don't treat your roof insurance claim like we're going to war. We treat it like a court case. We provide your insurance company every piece of evidence needed to get you the highest possible claim. We submit photos, videos, detailed documents, and line-by-line estimates. And guess what? Our non-combat approach works. On 92% of roof insurance claims, we get the highest amount the first time. And the rare times we don't, well then, that's when we go to bat for you. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring roof and gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Main Street Roswell presents Chili Cheese Fest 2023, September 22nd and 23rd. A 2-day celebration of all things green chili and the pecan and dairy industries that help keep southeastern New Mexico alive. Complete with green chili stew competition, pecan pie competition, ice cream eating contest, Southwest Dairy Farmers milking demo, vendors, food trucks, and live entertainment throughout the weekend with headliners both Friday and Saturday. Chili Cheese Fest 2023, September 22nd and 23rd in Downtown Roswell. Sponsored by Leprino Foods, XL Energy, Sparklight, Farm Bureau Financial Services, and Keep Chavez County Beautiful.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made need from me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
You are 13.8% more likely to die on your birthday. Think about that the next time you want to celebrate your birthday month. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:22, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, Andrea Moore back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Good. We've got lots of things going on. So
hot and heavy.
Oh, yeah. So my first thing out of the gate is if you are not a member and a part of our weekly email, then you need to contact us and make sure that we have your correct information, because you are missing out on a ton of stuff that is coming out.
Yeah.
We're open for business. Our events are back and we're rolling out some new stuff and bringing back a lot of old things.
Yeah, so if you haven't updated your email with us or anything,
yes,
please do so. Or if you're not getting our emails, reach out, call, and either Andrea or Kyle will get you taken care of.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Because, I understand that since COVID, a lot of things have changed. For example, at Job Corps, they've had a huge restructuring and they have a lot of new management. So we've reached out to them and they've reached out to us so we can make sure that we've got all of our information correct. So call us, contact us, because we may be sending stuff to you to an email that no longer exists.
Sure. And people do come in the chamber all the time. Yeah. Asking for things like, what's there this in town? And so we tell them, and they ask about things like for youth and stuff, and they talk about Job Corps. So yes, please get us that information so it makes sure that when folks do come into the chamber and start asking questions about things, that the chamber staff can give them good information.
Yeah, and especially our nonprofit organizations around town. I know that we're in that season where a lot of leadership is starting to change with our nonprofits. Rotary, Kiwanis, Optimist clubs, those come to mind first and foremost. And when you have that changing of the guard, let us know, because we want to make sure that, once again, when people are coming into the office, that we can give out the correct information. Yeah. And then if you have an event that's going on, let me know. Because
we can add to the calendars.
Kyle and I try to be everywhere, but we are just two people. And if I don't know that you have something going on, I can't help you promote it.
And there's always a ton of things going on, and we try to cover as many of those through the chamber stuff as possible to let people know. Don't forget, this weekend there's a sale going on here. There's an event going on here.
Exactly.
There's a get together here.
It's signups for this, or it's we've got
golf
a game
tournament here,
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, there's always that kind of stuff. The chamber is a source for that, so please utilize it. Take part in it. Let and obviously with nonprofits and things, we'll do a lot of stuff for free. Or if you want to become a member, we offer deeply discounted rates and perks and things just to help support nonprofits in the best way we can. Don't forget, chamber members. We do have a boardroom and a meeting space, so if you need that as a chamber member, we can make that available to you. Those are things that we do it for nonprofits and stuff all the time, but that's available for chamber members too. If you're a business, maybe you're a small business and you got to hire some people, but you don't want to do that kind of thing at the business because it's a small business, and you know how that goes. Come on down. We can do all that at the chamber.
And we actually have two meeting spaces now. We've got the main conference room that holds roughly 45 people. And then we have a smaller room that can hold about 8 to 10 people. So if you have, once again, if you need just a place to interview, then we have that smaller, intimate space that you can meet one-on-one. Yeah. And you have access to the internet. You've got a phone access. So you can do that.
Or maybe your nonprofit, maybe your normal place is under renovation for a month or two and need a place for the board to meet. No problem. Talk to us. We can do that
Exactly.
for you.
We have hosted all kinds of nonprofits for their luncheons or their monthly meetings or their board meetings, as well as we've had bigger organizations come in and do trainings. A lot of our insurance members will come in and have their quarterly meetings in our boardroom. We got the space
to do all that. So please look us up. You can do food. We don't have a kitchen, so you can't really cook food. but you can certainly have catered events and all that kind of stuff.
And we're happy to help you cater. Now, of course, there is a cost to that.
Sure.
If you ask us to do that, but we're happy to help in any way, shape, or form. You just got to reach out to us and let us know.
Absolutely. So that's just some of these ancillary things that the chamber does.
But I don't know if you don't tell me.
Exactly.
And with that, business after hours.
So we got a bunch of events coming up.
Oh my gosh, within the next 3-4 weeks. So tomorrow, business after hours at the Realtors Association, right there off of 2nd Street.
Yeah.
They just recently renovated their space, and they have a wonderful newly renovated space. So business after hours tomorrow, 5 to 6:30.
And the realtors, they're like the organization for all real estate agents. So like when you go download the Realtor app, and you see all the house listings, those are the people putting that one out. So it's like Zillow and all that's our private things. Where Realtor.com is actually the Realtors Association.
Correct.
And they put all that, and so it's the list of all the licensed real estate agents in the state that get involved in that
stuff. So if you want if you're looking for a realtor, of course you can call us at the chamber.
Yeah.
But that's what the Realtors Association is there for, is they help the realtors, and then of course they are kind of that connection between the public and realtors
and
as well.
They're really, you're also, for you, the consumer, when you're like looking for an agent to say, I want to sell a house, you go to realtors and say, these are the qualified people in your area that can help you do what you need to do.
And
that's what they do.
And they do everybody. They have independent realtors as well as the big rooftops, the name brand.
Your
guys.
Your Remaxes and Century 21s and all the names that are internationally known here.
Exactly. And so the Realtors Association is awesome, and the gals that run the office over there are fantastic. So tomorrow, Thursday the 21st, 5 to 6:30, business after hours at the Realtors Association, 512 West 2nd. It's just right there off of 2nd Street. You're not going to be able to miss it.
and if you just so happen to be buying or selling a home and looking for an agent, I'm sure there'll be plenty of people there that you can talk to there. But come and just learn, or maybe you're thinking about maybe you're one that wants to get in real estate. You're a young person or looking for a thing, and you're thinking a career in real estate. There's a lot of people you could talk to ask about a career in real estate.
Absolutely. And
utilize
of course,
this for your own good.
It's always a great networking event too, for the community to come in, see who each other are, and exchange business cards, because that's one of the things that we do.
Absolutely.
Is we have a business card, a cash drawing at the end of the night. You put $1 in a business card.
I got a feeling the pot's going to be big on this one.
I sure hope so.
Because there's going to be a lot of real estate agents, and everyone have a card, and they'll put in $1. So I imagine the pot on this one might be a little bigger than
Think about that
typical
opportunity,
ones.
To have all of those business cards, because when we draw the business card, that person not only wins the money, but they win all of those contacts. And so just think about those opportunities that you have.
And you're going to see, and granted, this one will be real estate heavy because there'll be a lot of agents there,
Correct.
but all the other networking folks will be there too. So you'll see a bunch of cards for other retail and companies that are making Roswell homes.
Exactly.
So, absolutely. So.
And then next week, the following Thursday, the 28th, is the Leadership Roswell Alumni Association Candidate Forum.
Yes.
Because we've got city council, school board, magistrate judge.
The judges,
municipal judge, though city judge.
Yes.
And all of those races are contested. So this is the candidate forum on the 28th, 5 o'clock at the Civic Center. So you'll have a chance.
Is it 5?
Is it 5 or 5:30?
Well, I've seen 5:30 and I've seen 6 on the flyer. The flyer I have says 6.
Okay, the flyer I pulled up yesterday, and
so
of course,
anyway, get there around 5. That way you get your good
exactly.
seat.
Well, and you get to meet the candidates beforehand.
They all have tables or places where you can come and talk to them before and after the event.
And it's at the Civic Center,
yes.
So there's plenty of room to mingle and meet everybody. And then, of course, Rick Kraft always does a really good job with the candidate forum because he's got his lists of questions. And they range anywhere from, who's your favorite telenovela character to really substantive stuff, because he likes to start off with kind of what I consider more softball questions, just as a get to know you, who are you, and then he gets into the meat of what's going on with
it's
the different.
about the whole point of it is to learn about the candidates, to learn about what kind of makes them tick and what their person is like, but also where their stance are on various issues around our community here, and that's what we do now. Like you said, this one's the full gamut. We got the city council races, we got the judge races, and we're going to have the school board races all.
Correct.
And to my knowledge, I think everyone's agreed to be there and everything to what I've heard. But it'll be 1 week from tomorrow, next Thursday, at the Roswell Convention Civic Center, 5 to 6 p.m., somewhere in that ballpark. We'll get on and solidify that. The plan
but if you're
is
there at 5 o'clock, regardless of the time that the actual event starts, you're going to have that time to meet the candidates, and that's what's important.
And the plan is to have it available live streaming video on our
Correct.
KSVP TV, and then we'll play the audio portion on the radio here, which is great. Go back and watch these, but if you can be there at the event next Thursday, that's the best, because we have our camera. You're going to see everything on the stage, but when you're trying to learn about people, sometimes just being the fly on the wall and watching the room and seeing people's reactions to things.
Absolutely.
And we can't capture all that on a video stream camera. And sometimes that's important in stuff like this.
I agree.
So I say go there, be there next Thursday, watch the event, and then anything you have fuzzy or question on or something did I hear that right? Go back and watch it on the video later on, because it will be on demand as well as streaming live. And then you can utilize that to formulate and make your choices when it is time for you to make your
Exactly.
votes. So.
And then the following week is Fair Week. So 2 weeks, we've got Fair Week.
Yes.
So remember that October 2nd, there's no school because it's Parade Day and Fair Day. And then that kicks off our Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
And all you ride riders, they're doing it again this year with the with Bennett Amusement.
Okay.
They are doing the sneak peek preview weekend. So
good.
Friday and Saturday, next Friday and Saturday, which is before the actual officially opening of the fair, the carnival will be open from like 4 to 10 on Friday and like noon to 11 or something on Saturday. They will be closed Sunday. And then we'll reopen Monday after, once the parade and all that in the afternoon or evening when everything's all said and done. But and you can get, I think you can get the $35 armbands. I think it's free gate admission. You just pay $35 to get the armband, and then you ride
unlimited rides and let your kids ride till they puke.
So you could do that before. So if you want, like if you got fair shows and things that you got a busy week of, but like I want to spend some time on the rides, come out Friday, Saturday, ride, eat the corn dogs and all that stuff. And then when the fair officially gets underway on Monday, then you got more time to hit the education building and the commercial building and the livestock show arena and some of the concerts and all the things that'll be going on the week of. And then, of course, when you got some dead time, you can go ride.
Exactly.
But you can say at least you did it. You got them all and you hit them all.
So, and then after the fair, we at the chamber are kicking off all of our meet and greets for our candidates.
Good deal.
I have reached out to all of our candidates, school board, city council, and our judges. And the 10th of October, we are starting our first meet and greet. And I believe that one is going to be our Ward 2. So that would be Will Cavan and Chris Hensley.
Okay.
And then the following day, we have a meet and greet, and I believe that is Alicia Gilmore, who is running for Ward 3. And Matthew Thomas, who is running for, Ward 3 and Ward 4. Alicia Gilmore and Matt Thomas.
Okay.
They wanted to do one together. They're good friends, and they said, hey, let's do one together.
Okay.
I was trying to do per ward, but as the candidates called and said, hey, we already know what we want to do, then we're rolling those out. So once again, if you are not part of our email, you need to get on our email because all of these dates will be listed. And, of course, we will be posting on our social media, Facebook and Instagram, and we'll have it on our community calendar on our website at roswellnm.org.
Absolutely. And speaking of more information on candidates and things, and I don't have all the exact information in front of me, so don't, but on the 26th, which is Tuesday of next week, Many Hands, which is the homeless organization, they're doing a candidate forum, I believe at the convention center as well. And theirs is going to focus more on the homeless stuff and asking
Correct.
our candidates questions regarding that type of stuff. So I apologize. I don't know the time off the top of my head, but it'll be that Tuesday, the 26th. I believe it's at Convention Center. If you go to Many Hands and on Facebook and they're
Genevieve and her team do an awesome job. So if come to all of these candidate forums that are out there, because more information is better, especially when it comes to these elections, because our city council and our school board really truly affects us a heck of a lot more than our presidential election.
You betcha.
Yes, presidential elections are important, but when city council meets, they are affecting our day-to-day policy and what goes on in our lives. And even if you don't live within the city limits and you don't get a chance to vote for city council, for example, you live in the county of Chavis and their decisions are going to affect your life.
Sure. I mean, it's a lot of stuff they cover. I mean, you think about it, when your water is coming on or off, that's
right.
city. When your trash isn't picked up, that's city. When your roads, depending on the road, but most of the roads are beat up and everything, that's the cities on there. So if you've got these concerns, this is the people you're voting. But also on top of that, when it comes to what do you think about the recreation center? What do you think about the zoo? What do you think about this? The city council are the people making the decisions for that. The airport, all this stuff. And these are the things that impact what you got going on in your life.
And this is why it's important to know who these people are, because you don't want somebody, and maybe you do, I don't know. To know what how the candidates feel and what their stance is on issues like homelessness, our infrastructure, what to do at the Air Center, because these are all the things that are decisions that are being made every month at city council meetings, for example.
What is the city doing to attract more people, to get qualified professionals and stuff?
Yes.
These are the questions that you ask and talk about, because these are the things that this city council address, the running of this city. Every major decision that goes through this city, that city council is the one that and it's more so than the mayor. The mayor's the lightning rod. We can all say and have thoughts on mayors and everything else, and sure, the mayor does influence their opinions and things and steers a little bit of the agenda of stuff. However, if you want something to happen in this town, those 10 members of the city council are the ones that are going to pick it.
Correct.
Not the mayor. The mayor just kind of shifts and leads and navigates. But at the end of the day, it's those 10 individuals that are going to decide.
Because that's our city structure. Our city structure, our mayor is kind of our pretty face of our city.
Yeah.
And it's really those 10 members that sit on city council. And then the same with school board. If anybody that has had a child, has a child, if you're a mom, a dad, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, then school board is also important because these are the people that are creating the policies,
the curriculum,
and they are also that stopgap between what is coming out of Santa Fe and what is happening in our area here. So once again, it is very important to have good, strong school board members, because then they are going to be there to support our superintendents, our teachers, and help influence policy up in Santa Fe when session's in, as well as coming back and interpreting what is happening.
Yeah.
So, get out there and get to know these people.
Not to mention the money and everything. When it comes to, and this is something, and we're blessed on this side, but, we've had school boards in the history here that have been good stewards with the money.
Correct.
And that's usually the one thing that gets Santa Fe crawling up people's rear ends. One is when you don't balance the budgets right and everything.
Yeah.
Now,
absolutely.
I know Santa Fe ain't done it right ever, but this is do as I say, not as I do world. This is where we live. It doesn't matter they don't do it right. They're going to demand that our school districts and our city municipalities do it right. And so that's part of that too, is not only deciding the curriculum, but not spending money that we're supposed to not to be spending, or spending money where it needs to be spent, and doing, when we prioritizing the money and stuff, that's the school board. They're the ones that do that. So if you need to pay attention to the people you're putting in those positions to make sure they're making decisions that you agree with, not with, because you said, I like that name, or, I remember they used to play soccer with my daughter or something.
Exactly.
Whatever it is. don't use that as your reason. Ask them why they're doing it and what they're doing. Listen to what they're saying and what they think and what they do.
It's important because these are our policymakers.
Just because you were in Girl Scouts with them doesn't make it a reason to vote for them.
Yeah. So, these are all the things that we're starting to do. Meet and greets for our candidates are, and then of course, starting back in June, we brought back a lot of our regular programming prior to COVID. So, for example, the first week of every month on Wednesday, there are only odd duck, is the county. The first Wednesday of every month is our county chat day.
Yes.
Where you can come in.
And that'll be coming up here in about 2 weeks?
Yep.
Are they going to Fair Week? Because that'll be Fair Week.
No, we have canceled Fair Week.
Okay.
I have been in talks with
we haven't canceled the Fair Week. We're not having any events during Fair Week.
Correct. Because we understand that everybody's going to be out at the fair, and it makes it difficult. As our schools know, we even have children that are out of school because they've got to be out at the fair taking care of their animals.
Yeah.
Animals don't take care of themselves. These kids are in and out of class that first week of October because they got to make sure, or there's a show going on and they're preparing for their shows. But typically the first week of the month is our county day. The county manager comes out. We've invited county commission and of course any department heads, and they give an update on what's going on, what has happened since the last county commission meeting, and what they're kind of anticipating may happen at the next. These are important events. Lunch is on us. Come out, ask questions.
Absolutely.
The second week of every month on Tuesday, this is where we go to Tuesdays and everything happens on Tuesdays. The second week of the month, Tuesday morning, 7 to 8 a.m., we have Good Morning Roswell.
Yeah.
It was formerly Mornings with the Mayor, but we have expanded that program once again to not only include our mayor, but our city manager, city council, any city department heads.
Department heads, all that.
To give an update on what is going on in the city.
Absolutely.
So we have county, we have city. The third week of the month, which was yesterday, we have our sheriff's social luncheon, where we have invited Mike Harrington, our sheriff of Chaves County, to come out and give us an update on what is going on
Usually
with law
undersheriff
enforcement.
comes out with them too.
And his lieutenants, and you get to meet the entire staff.
Yeah, his leadership.
Oh, it's fantastic. He's even brought the recruits that are currently...
some of the new folks, too.
Yeah, the recruits that are currently... I want to call them kids, but they're not all kids, because there are some that are...
They look young.
Yes.
The older we get, the younger they look.
That are currently at the academy. Right before they went off to the academy, the sheriff introduced them and said, hey, here's, the cast and crew of who's going to be coming in after they go through the academy. And that is always nice because when you see the vehicles driving around town, it's kind of cool to know, oh, I know that guy, or I've met that gal.
Yeah.
And have those interactions, or when you see them at events and around town, you can be like, hey, thank you for your service. You guys are doing a great job.
When you see them all over the fair here in 2 weeks.
That's right.
You'll know.
Absolutely. So the third week of the month is always Sheriff's Social Luncheon. And then the last Tuesday of the month, which depending on how big our month is, may be 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks, is our Education Luncheon. We have invited our Superintendent Brian Luck. We have invited Major General Grizzle with NMMI and Dr. Sean Powell from the college. Once again, you're getting those updates on what's going on in education, what's going on at the Institute, what's going on with RISD, what's going on at the college. And is that program, that's our newest program.
And by the way, that's expanding to, the principals of, say, Gateway or some of the private schools are more than welcome to come and talk
yes,
to.
And
and
we
all
encourage,
that.
we want those. We just started with the big three.
Yeah, but please,
Quote,
if
unquote,
you're kind of the head person at a private school and stuff, or that serves a lot of students here in our community, then we definitely want you a part of this too.
Or homeschooling, or Dexter Lake Arthur Hagerman. We just, since that's our newest program, we did start with kind of the big three that everybody tends to know about to give updates. But we will be expanding that program to invite all educators, school board members. I would love for all of these to be robust discussions where the community is coming and asking the questions and getting the answers that they're looking for.
Well, it gives people knowledge and options and gives them choices.
Yes.
That's the thing, because sure, education But parents do have a choice of what they want to do with their children's education, and we want to give them that opportunity. Here's the public route. Here's the institute's route. Here's the college route. Here's these other private schools. Giving this to show everybody this is your options, and this is what's going on at each of those options. And then when you decide, when your kid's like old enough to do it, you're like, all right, you can option B, C,
Correct.
whatever one works for you. And it's all about putting the information out there so you can make informed choices for your family.
And I know many families that pick multiple different options. I know families that may homeschool one or two of their kids. One of their kids may go to a private school. Another kid will go to public school, because it's all about what works for your individual child, and how does that, how do your kids,
what are your goals and
be successful?
Yeah. What's your lifestyle and what are your goals, and how does that meet that, and how do we do that? And every individual's different, because that's human.
So these are all of the fantastic things we're doing. So once again, if you have ideas, if you have questions, if you have concerns, call me 575-623-5695, or stop by the office. If you see my white Armada or Kyle's big black truck out there, we're in the office. Now, there are times that we may not be in the office because we're out in the community serving our members, serving the community
only
in general.
a couple people, and a lot of times there's events and things, and it's all hands on deck, even if there's only 4 hands.
Yeah, absolutely. But we are always reachable, and if you come by, or if you go look online, for example, my cell phone is out there, and it's been the same number for 25 years. I don't anticipate it changing anytime soon. Shoot me a text, call me, and I'm more than happy to chat with anybody.
Yeah, and go online. Please reach out, come in.
Yes.
And then come out, again, business after hours, which
Tomorrow.
is tomorrow night at the Realtors Association.
Yes.
What's the address again?
512 West 2nd.
Come out, come enjoy. I'm telling you, it's probably
It is going to be so much fun.
good spread of food, good cavalcade of people, and imagine the door prizes are pretty good. That's and obviously, I'm telling you, bring your business card and $1. I just got a feeling it's going to be a big pot tomorrow night. So
I have a feeling too. It's going to be fun because we're bringing back business after hours. See, our county, our city, our community, we're open for business. Let's get back together. That's what we're trying to do at the chamber, is to connect people from one end to the other and just make our community more fantastic than it already is.
Absolutely. It's just, networking, keeping people informed, showing people opportunities, and let's, do our thing. So come out to business after hours, come check out the website, come by. It's certainly when we have our different events, our mornings with the city and our sheriff's luncheons and our education day and our county day.
If it's Tuesday,
come out
for the
and be
most
a part.
part, come by at lunch. We're gonna feed you, and you're gonna be able to get information. For example, yesterday, after the sheriff gave his update on everything that was going on, he went to each individual person and was like, "Okay, what's your question?" And what? I don't have a question. He goes, "Yeah, you do." He goes, "Everybody's got a question. Everybody's got something to say. So let's go." And it was so awesome because, the first person, maybe the second person was kind of deer in the headlights and, I didn't know I was going to be put on the spot. But it created this fantastic discussion, and we actually went a little bit over our time because nobody wanted to leave.
Everyone was engaged
because they were
and ready to go.
engaged, and they really started to ask questions and give the feedback.
But if that does happen, you need to get out of there. Don't worry. Get out of there.
Yeah, some people
You're
needed to
I
leave.
got to be back at 1. I ain't got time.
And I try really hard to try to be done about 1:45 for our lunches so people can be back in the office by 1. But we've built in that buffer that, for example, like yesterday, if we have a nice, robust conversation, then we can go all the way up to 1 o'clock.
Yeah, and if we can get the rest of the community to work with us here, we all don't have to drive 10 miles under the speed limit during the lunch hour on the main highway here.
Correct.
If we can all just do 35, then we can all get through quicker. And
Absolutely.
I don't know what it is, but people get out on that road, and I'm like, you realize the speed limit's 35, not 25. It was 25 downtown.
Oh, yes.
You're way north now. It's not 25 anymore.
Well, on my road, going out to the relief route, it goes up to 55. And we've had some people that go 30. And I'm like, my Lanta.
Yeah, and they ride that left lane like it's the gold road to Oz, man. I'm like, jeez, get out of there.
Let's go.
But anyway, that's my own deal.
No, I feel your pain. My kids laugh because I take side routes. I've been known to take the alleyways. I know how to get from one end of town to the other, north, east, southwest, and not have to be on the main thoroughfare when time is of the essence.
Yeah, I try to, but there's days I get duped, and I'm like, oh, it didn't work.
Well, it does. It happens. Or sometimes it's unavoidable because there's somewhere you have to be that is
and I'm not
in a major...
trying to sound like a jerk, but they're always that one person, let's face it, it's probably 137 years old, can't see over the steering wheel, has no business driving that car, but they're driving that car.
Oh, that reminds me of the scene from Ferris Bueller's Day Off when Ferris is trying to get home and his dad's behind that little old lady and she's...
That happens a lot around here, just saying.
But yeah, so contact us at the chamber, 575-623-5695, or come on by 131 West 2nd. I'm always happy to talk with you and give you information.
Absolutely.
Reach out to us.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime, and we'll see you next time.
Absolutely.
All right, it is 8:53. Let us pause for news. That Cowboys report, I guess. We'll get that done since there's time. And then some Lou Dobbs and a quick commercial break. Don't go away.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Sorello. A group called Women for a Better Artesia is working with Faith Baptist Church in town to present an evening of inspiration and empowerment. A news release from the group says they are inviting residents of Artesia and surrounding areas to a free screening of the critically acclaimed film called Sound of Freedom. The event will be September 24th at 5 p.m. at Faith Baptist Church. Women for a Better Artesia says it is committed to raising awareness about important social issues that affect the community and beyond. Child care will be provided for kids infant to 5th grade. You're asked to pre-register by texting FREEDOM to the number 68878. A pet adoption event is scheduled for Roswell on Saturday, September 30th. The event will run from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Melendez Park, the 600 block of East McGaffey Street, right behind the animal control facility. There will be free hot dogs, chips, and drinks made available. The Forever Friends Fair is designed to help open up some space at the animal shelter, which has been up to 100% capacity recently. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Hey everyone, with your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. Michael Parsons is already garnering MVP talk for his hellacious pass rush, but you'd be surprised what he takes the most pride in through the first 2 victories. Find out after this.
Becky Hammond on being the first woman to coach in the NBA.
What if it's no big deal that I'm a woman? What if it's about striving for excellence and being the best me without the label?
It's not about where others say you should be. It's about where you want to go. It's about a financial services company that focuses on your measures of success. Whether it's for your home or business, we offer personalized service and expert advice to help you achieve your unique goals.
Visit swbc.com for financial services without the labels.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
2 wins in 2 games, just 10 points allowed in total. The Dallas Cowboys defense is dominating this early portion of the season, with Micah Parsons leading the way for a unit that already has 10 sacks and 7 takeaways. And while the pass rush is ferocious, Micah says he's most proud of the run defense.
This offseason, we committed to say we're going to force them to let us rush and set the tone saying you won't run on us, and then we go get our sacks. Now that's what changes everything. So to our teams with them game plans, come on, run at me, run at whoever, we coming.
Next up, a trip to the Arizona Cardinals, who have Joshua Dobbs at quarterback while Kyler Murray is still on the physically unable to perform list. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
All across America, this is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Wall Street waiting on the Fed, economy weighing on FedEx. The Federal Reserve's rate hike decision coming today. Wall Street bets the Fed won't raise interest rates until November. All three major stock indexes closing at the lowest levels of the month yesterday. The Dow down more than 100 points. The Nasdaq fell more than 30. FedEx earnings today. A slower economy expected to pressure first quarter earnings. FedEx stock down 3% this week, still up 40% for the year. Wall Street analysts targeting stronger quarterly results from General Mills. The stock down more than 20% so far this year. Amazon beefing up its seasonal workforce. The company says it's hiring 250,000 workers for the holiday rush, raising pay too. Amazon warehouse and delivery workers set to make more than $20 an hour. Intel working on artificial intelligence chips that work without an internet connection. Cloud storage would be built into new AI models. The stock shed 4% though after yesterday's announcement. Please join me twice each weekday for the Lou Dobbs Business Report, right here.
Business news you need to know. Keep listening for more. This is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
If you're a business owner, you need to know about the ERC program because you may be eligible for a refund of up to $26,000 per W-2 employee if you had employees on the payroll during the pandemic. ERC, or the Employee Retention Credit Program, is a government initiative to help business owners. Visit governmentaid.com to find out if you qualify. The process of filing is complex, and the team at governmentaid.com has the expertise to help. Visit governmentaid.com to see if you qualify for a refund. That's governmentaid.com.
Rosa, have you decided where you're going to college yet?
There's so many choices. I'm still not sure.
Well, I've decided to attend the University of New Mexico. It's the only Research One university in the state. It's the flagship, and their academic programs are among the best in the nation.
The University of New Mexico? Can I still apply?
Of course. UNM is New Mexico's best university, and residents of New Mexico get preference in admission. Apply now, and we'll attend UNM together.
The University of New Mexico, New Mexico's University of Opportunity. Apply today at unm.edu.
New Mexico can be safer, and we can protect our loved ones from gun-related injuries when we lock up our guns. New Mexico has one of the highest rates of gun violence in the country, with numbers nearly 2 times higher than the national average. But safe gun storage is a proven strategy that reduces gun violence in all our communities. Protect New Mexico by securing your firearms. Visit safestoragenm.org to learn more. Brought to you by the New Mexico Department of Health.
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he was from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
And we are closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News is coming up here in just a few seconds. Stay tuned next hour. Krista Noble will join us, give us an update on the pets and what have you, and all that stuff going on. And got some events coming up, too, we want to put on your radar. So we'll talk all about that next hour. But first, I'm going to go and get off the radio so we can play news. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. We'll be back.
Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. With the open southern border a powerful magnet for illegal immigrants, one Mexican rail operator says it's forced to suspend freight train runs in northern Mexico.
The Ferromex Railway says it has temporarily ordered a halt to 60 trains, which could adversely affect Mexico's commerce. The company said in a statement that in recent days, there have been about a half dozen regrettable cases of injuries or deaths amongst migrants hopping freight cars. The company, part of Grupo Mexico, said some even hopped on moving freight cars with children. Migrants have long used the trains known collectively as the Beast. About a decade ago, the Mexican government briefly staged raids on the trains to discourage the practice, but later largely abandoned that effort. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
A new Emerson College poll finds former President Trump's lead in the Republican presidential primary continues to grow. With 59% support, Mr. Trump has a whopping 47-point lead over his closest challenger, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, with 12%. Some California Democrats trying to knock Donald Trump off the state's 2024 ballot are asking the state's attorney general to look into the matter.
The lawmakers claim that former President Trump violated the 14th Amendment, despite the fact that the former president has never been charged as such. 9 Democrats have sent a letter to Attorney General Rob Bonta, who is also a Democrat, in an effort to get the court's opinion about the validity of their claim. Other states have already tossed out attempts to use the 14th Amendment to keep the former president off the ballot. Tasha Stevens reporting.
Testifying on Capitol Hill, Attorney General Merrick Garland appearing before the GOP-led House Judiciary Committee, investigating allegations the Justice Department has been politically weaponized under Garland's leadership. Watching Wall Street, the Dow up 163 points, and NASDAQ down 18. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Israeli troops have raided the Jenin refugee camp in the northern West Bank. The Palestinians say a number of people were killed, dozens more wounded. Correspondent Charles De Ledesma.
Sound from a video with the AP has Palestinian militants clashing with Israeli forces. The bloodshed in Jenin, the latest in a deadly wave of fighting in the West Bank, where the Israeli military has stepped up its activities over the past year and a half to crack down on Palestinian militants. The Israeli army has given few details about the new operation in the camp. Mourners carry the body of Mahmoud al-Sadi, who was killed in the clashes. Israel's leader, Benjamin Netanyahu, is expected on Wednesday to meet with President Joe Biden for the first time since he took office again. I'm Charles De Ledesma.
News and analysis at townhall.com. Some California lawmakers want a human to be on board any self-driving truck.
The legislation would require a human to be present in the trucks during the testing period. Proponents of the bill demonstrated outside the state capitol on Tuesday after the legislation's approval in the legislature. They say it's needed as a safety measure, but opponents of the proposal say self-driving vehicles that are already on roads in California are rarely at fault in serious accidents. The Newsom administration has said it could push companies that make self-driving vehicles out of state. Keith Peters reporting.
Thousands of Libyans have lost family members, friends, and neighbors in the devastating floods that engulfed the country's east. Many survivors are still sheltering inside the wrecked city of Derna, awaiting word that their loved ones' bodies have been found. The death toll at least 10,000. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3. Oh, Mornings with Mike Winters. Right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday. It's not as fun as Friday, but happy Wednesday.
Doesn't roll off the tongue quite
Way better Monday.
Quite as nicely.
Unless your Monday's like Labor Day.
Right.
But today, happy Monday. Something I was going to say, and it just shot right out of my head.
So I have a question for you.
A question for you. Okay.
If, just generally speaking, how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Hardly ever.
Okay, hardly ever, but how often? In a standard month, how many times do you think you think about the Roman Empire?
0.
Okay, in a standard. So let's say over a course of a year.
Once, maybe.
Okay. There's a trend going around online where women are asking men how often they think about the Roman Empire, just out of the blue, asking them, no context, no nothing.
Okay.
And the answers that they're getting are actually pretty impressive. Just out of the blue, guys are like 2 or 3 times a month. Yeah. Random dudes just have an answer ready for the question, how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Really?
It's like something they've thought about. My answer was, I haven't thought about it, and if I have, I hadn't thought about thinking about it, so I wasn't keeping score.
The only time I think about it is when they come into my life at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching a movie about the Roman Empire. I might be thinking about it there. You know what I'm saying?
But it's a very random question. But yeah, it's the trend online is women are asking men, how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
I mean, I'm not roaming around, walking around going.
I'm not roaming around. I see what you did there.
Oh, those skirts. They wear them skirts. I don't see. I don't think these things.
Is this Sparta?
What if I was eating it in the Roman Empire? Would it be like that? I don't think those things.
Mm-hmm.
Never thought that. Only time I think about it is when a toga comes out or something like that, or or when we're referencing a movie about the Roman Empire.
What's funny is when I was asked, I literally thought back to the last time I thought about it, which was we were talking about the concept of the vomitorium that they had, where they would gorge themselves so much.
That was my one of 2 for this year.
There you go. Hey.
And there's 2, so I'm quoted out for the year of 2020.
Don't say I never did nothing for you.
Time to think about Greece.
I moved on to the Byzantine Empire.
Mesopotamia.
Cradle of civilization.
What the deal there? Genghis Khan, huh?
Sired a lot of babies.
All right, now I'm going to think about it more. But,
right, because I planted the seed.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I have a comment, but I probably shouldn't say it to you. So I will keep that little why they think about the Roman Empire, but I'll keep it to myself.
I'll just assume I already know.
I'll give you a hint. There's a company that sells a product.
There is.
That's very Roman in nature. And that's why guys think about it more than girls.
I would imagine probably, yeah.
Because that's what guys think about. That's why they think about the Roman Empire.
There it is.
All right, it is 10 minutes after that. Someone's going, it's Trojan, it's not Roman. I'm like, settle down, Beavis.
Simmer down.
All right.
Sit down, nerd.
You get my point. All right, it is 10 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A few clouds today, but lots of sunshine as well, and we're in the mid to upper 90s for the afternoon high. We do have a little bit of moist air available for a few showers or thunderstorms overnight. Our lows dropping into the mid 60s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are possible on Thursday, and we'll have some sunshine too. Afternoon high in the low 90s, back to hot and sunny weather on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Let me refresh my weather. It's not the freshest. It's semi-fresh. So let me freshen that up for you. All right, there we go. Currently 72 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 37%. Winds are, in fact, calm at the moment. Increasing clouds for your Wednesday. We have a high of 95 expected. Winds will be out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, they're saying there's a chance, 30% chance of some rain showers. Sweet spot, 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 67. Winds out of the southeast, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, a 20% chance for some actually after 9 a.m. showers, not even afternoon showers. They call them after 9 a.m. showers. Partly cloudy and a high of 93 tomorrow. Winds out of the north, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, sunny and a high of 97. Southwest winds 5 to 15 for the weekend. Saturday, mostly sunny, 94. Sunny on Sunday with a high of 91. And then Monday, 89. And then Tuesday of next week, they're talking rain chances again, about 20%. So we'll see. All right, it is 12 minutes after 9. We're going to take about a 4.5-minute break, and then Crystal Noble will join us on the other side, and we'll talk pets and furry things and all that stuff next. Don't go away.
Hey, Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Trustmark is one of the only roofing companies that's also a licensed commercial and residential general contractor.
Wow.
I know, who cares, right? Well, you should care. You see, a licensed roofer can install a new roof on your home, but really can't handle structural problems underneath. So if your roof needs reframing or your chimney needs a water diverting cricket, you may need to call a licensed general contractor. And coordinating two companies for your roofing job can get costly and messy fast. As a licensed roofer and general contractor, Trustmark can install a stunning new roof on your home and handle structural issues. This saves you time, money, hassle, and even makes it easier to file an insurance claim. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring roof and gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit us at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Fall time is almost here, and the holidays will be here before you know it. The Calico Cow invites you to move on into the cow and check out the new holiday fabrics arriving daily and take advantage of a huge sale on Brothers sewing machines now through the end of the year. Get free lessons, maintenance, and a first-year cleaning included. Fall into savings at the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, now at their new location, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
Did you get a lowball trade offer on your vehicle? Did you spend hours haggling over prices? Were you laughed at because of your credit? Of course not. You made the smart choice and went to Roswell Ford. At Roswell Ford, there's never been a better time to save thousands and get approved for the new car or quality pre-owned vehicle you've always wanted. Our lenders' approval requirements are more forgiving than ever. If you have a steady job and proof of residence, you could be approved in minutes. Even with bad credit or no credit, over mileage on your lease, or buried on your loan, Roswell Ford will take any trade, even if you owe $6,000, $8,000, even $10,000 more than your old car is worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. If you're looking for a new or quality pre-owned vehicle at or near your current monthly payment with little or no money down, visit Roswell Ford today for incredible savings. Roswell Ford, the home of Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell. Plus tax and tag, trade balance refinance to the new loan, subject to lender approval, offers not combined.
The need to grow past our basic capabilities and experience the impossible will forever keep aviation technology evolving. Within the Aviation Maintenance Technology program at ENMU Roswell, students thrive knowing that the faculty and community are supporting their success. ENMU Roswell is dedicated to empowering students through hands-on skills training in a nurturing environment. To learn more, contact us today.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday, to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
More than 50 million Americans live with chronic pain. If you're experiencing pain that interferes with your daily life, Artesia General Hospital can help. Dr. Casey Della Barca and our compassionate team of providers treat a variety of conditions, including arthritis, back and neck pain, migraines, neuropathy, and more. We offer advanced procedures and comprehensive therapy, and we personalize treatment plans to help you get back to living a quality life. Request an appointment at artesiageneral.com/pain.
Are you ready to make a real difference in your community? Introducing the New Mexico Army National Guard. Serve your community with pride and become a part-time hero. Join our dedicated team and enjoy the adventure of a lifetime. Get full-time benefits without sacrificing your current career or education. When disaster strikes and your community needs assistance, you'll be there to lend a helping hand. So don't miss out on the opportunity to receive education, adventure, and financial stability, all while serving your country. Get started by calling 1-800-GO-GUARD.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 17 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio now officially, Crystal Noble with the wearing her Roswell Humane Society hat today. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am good.
Good deal. Well, for folks, if you're not familiar, Crystal, of course, joins us a few times each month, and we give us an update. The Humane Society is your home for here in Roswell for pets that are looking for adopt. It's a no-kill shelter that they house animals. They're located right next to Animal Control on East McGaffey, and I tell people every time, and she will too, when you're looking to adopt a pet into your home, hit both facilities, and because you're rescuing a pet every time you come, when you empty a cage over at the Humane Society, they try to fill it with one over from Animal Control if they can. And so don't feel guilty about going to one or the other. You're rescuing pets either way.
Right. So we always tell people, you might not find something that you're looking for with our shelter, but Animal Control has, separate animals. So you might find something there. And if you don't find something at either shelter, just keep checking back because there's new faces regularly. Yeah. And
tell your friends. Maybe there wasn't a dog or a cat that spoke to you, but tell your friends, like, oh, so-and-so, I saw a dog, wasn't good for our house, but you would love this dog. And,
right, and like if you know somebody who's looking for an animal, but, they don't have the emotional structure to walk through the shelter, walk through, look for them. And if you see something that you think that might interest them, tell them about the dog
we'll
or
make
cat.
a meet and greet and
then they
that.
can come down to the lobby, and then we can talk about that animal, and then if that's something they want to meet, we can bring it up for them.
Absolutely, yeah. But please.
We do have a lot of people, believe it or not, that cannot handle seeing an animal inside a kennel.
Too much emotion?
Too much emotion.
Okay. I could see maybe the noise and stuff is too overwhelming for some people.
That's more little kids.
Okay. I didn't know if just sometimes maybe some folks.
The majority of the time, adults, it's very emotional to see an animal in a kennel.
Yeah.
I don't share that emotion because obviously look what I do.
You are, yeah, you do see
I
it
know
every
the
day.
difference and, why they're with us versus what they could be. So that is how I deal with seeing an animal in a kennel on a daily basis, is knowing that they're in a shelter where they're getting food, water, heat, if it's cold, air conditioning, if it's too hot, and they're being taken care of.
Yeah.
Versus running the street, being hit by a car, attacked by another animal, or starving to death because there's no food.
Right.
So, but there are a lot of people that come that cannot emotionally handle walking through the shelter.
Sure.
So a lot of the times, we'll go through the website with them and show them, pictures. And then if they see a picture that, they think, that looks like a dog I'd like to meet, we bring that animal up for them.
That's awesome. That's glad that you were able to accommodate folks that do that. And I can get that. I understand it's rough to deal with that if you're not accustomed to it or don't understand fully what's going on.
If we were over in China, I would probably have that emotion.
Sure.
Because it's a different end for them over there.
And let's face it, when you do go, and even at the Humane Society, you are seeing the animals in their kind of worst mental state.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is, they don't want to be in the cage either. They want to be, they're social creatures. They want to be around you. They want to hang out with you. They want to be loved and associate with what you do. And so when they come to the cage and they see you and they go jumping around and all, they're like, pick me, play with me, love me. And the one that's quiet and stuff, maybe they're just stressed. They're tired. They're like the barking, everything. It's just an environment. But once you get them into quiet, you find out how loving they are, how much they are. But some animals are like people. Some handle that environment better than others. And so when you see them sad and stuff like that, it's not because of abuse or anything. It's just because they're in a cage and they want socialization. They want what the Humane Society is trying to do, find them a forever home. That's why.
And
they're
like we
that.
tell everybody, don't judge them on how they are in the kennel, because when you're seeing them in the kennel, you're seeing them, yes, at their worst. They are a different animal outside of that environment. And just like if we were to get locked up.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're going to puff up your chest and you're going to be the biggest, baddest person.
Yeah.
Because you have to withhold that appearance.
And I can tell you this too, when you guys aren't there, and it's just your staff and the animals, they're
quiet, they're calm.
Well, and then you're always in there talking and loving and petting and being.
We have one employee, Rick, and he tells me, he goes, you know what they tell me with their eyes? And I said, what's that? He goes, give me treats. And I was like, okay.
But that's it. So please understand, they are cared for and loved, and yes, they're in cages and they're not happy about it, but that's the nature of the
Unfortunately,
the
we don't have the means to have them all running free and playing together.
Sure, if we had 1,000 acres and we could build habitats for all these animals and stuff in the meantime, sure, we'd do that. But unless you got a bunch of millionaires that want to donate a lot of money to the Humane Society tomorrow.
We would really like a new shelter.
We can't do that. So,
but right, so unfortunately, what we have at the shelter is what we have, and that's how we maintain these animals, maintain their health, maintain their diet, how much they're eating, if they're having issues with their stools or anything like that. When you have a group of them and you have an issue, you don't know which one's doing it.
Sure.
So it is
easier. And if it's a communicable disease, then if one gets it, they're all going to get it.
Right.
That's just how it works,
Right. And so the main reason why we keep them separated is for strictly health purposes. But we do go in, we visit with them. We have volunteers that come in and walk dogs. If you're interested in walking dogs, this is the time of the year.
Now the weather's getting cooler.
And it doesn't need to be specifically morning. So if you want to come in the afternoon for a little bit, we would love to have people come down and help us walk some more
Some of
dogs.
these 97-degree days, maybe not so much.
Right.
But when we're 70s and 80s, yeah, we can do that in the afternoon. So definitely do that. And please do. And if you're one of those people that you're like, I love animals, but I live in an apartment. I can't have a dog. It just doesn't work out for my lifestyle. But you need your fix. We can do your cats, but you can certainly come be a volunteer. Come walk the dogs. Come spend because every time you're playing and interacting with those dogs, that gets them more used to us and humans and lifestyle and makes them more adoptable. They just
It really does. And like we have one dog there. Her name is Angel. She is very shy. Once she has warmed up to you, completely different dog.
Yeah. And that's it. They got to learn to know you and get to know people.
And she had a bad story. The gentleman that released her to us, he said he had went to a yard sale early in the morning, and he saw this dog. She was about 4 months old in a small, tiny wire cage, stepping all over her poop, and the food and water was just tossed on her feces. And she just had feces all up her legs because she wasn't being taken care of.
Just being neglected.
So he told them, I'm taking that dog, and you're not going to do anything about it. So he took her home, took her to the vet. They got her cleaned up, got her started on shots. He got everything he could for her. Well, once she started opening up and being more of a dog, her energy level increased. Well, he was an older gentleman, and so she had tripped him a few times.
So he loved her, but too rambunctious for him in his house.
And so he had called us, and we had talked to him about it. So he brought her down, and then she went back into that shy state because of being back in a kennel.
Sure, going back to remembering probably what was like before.
However, the kennel she's in now is nothing compared to what she was in, but she's very shy now. But when we take her out of the kennel and she's visiting with somebody, once she warms up to them, she loves them. So they see her in the kennel, and she doesn't look like somebody that wants to have the attention, but she really does.
She really has a tale of two lives, and when you get her out of the one, you see the real, the flower blooms, so to speak.
It really does.
Yeah,
it really does. She's like day and night. She's like the night blooming flower.
That's cool. I mean, it sucks that happened, but it's. I'm hoping someone finds a loving home for that dog and it has a happy ending, because it sounds like as soon as that dog finds a nice, loving family, it's aces for that dog. So,
and she is super sweet, super sweet. She could be a lap dog.
And has she been fixed and everything already, or just?
No, not yet. When he had got her before he had brought her to us, he had her scheduled to get spayed, but when she had tripped him the second time, he had fractured his hip.
Oh, okay.
So
unfortunately, priorities took over, and he didn't get a chance to get that.
Right.
So So you'll need to get it spayed and chipped, obviously. So it'll go to the vet of your choosing. Once you say, yes, come to be part of our family, then you take it we'll send them to the vet of your choosing to get that spayed, taken care of, and then microchipped to your address and home, all that information.
And the majority of the vets now, I believe all of them automatically register the microchips for you. So you don't have to go and register them after you receive the microchip number and pay that registration fee.
Okay.
So a lot of the microchip companies have changed to where at the end of the day, the vet's records, like they log it into the website and then it just, boom, it uploads your information and it's already microchipped and registered to you.
And that just because we haven't talked about it in a while, just to remind folks that the city of Roswell has an ordinance that if you own a pet, it will be microchipped.
Yes.
However, I know a lot of us, and I'm in this vein too. You've had your pets. My reminder is, you don't have to rush out to the vet to get your pet microchipped.
No.
But the next time you take your pet to the vet for your shots and things, go ahead and get it microchipped. That way you're in compliance. It's actually beneficial because God forbid you lose your pet. It's going to give you a chance to get it back. But I have like 2 cats that never go outdoors. So they see the vet maybe once a year. You know what I mean? And so, so I'm really going to wait until I need to take them because they're cats. Cats. Cats don't want to go anywhere, unless you get everything is a huge ordeal. So I'm going to wait till I need to bring them for a reason. Then we'll get it done. But
so one of the things that we tell everybody, like when they come in to adopt, if they already have another animal at home and like we're doing the introduction and we're explaining to them about the microchip, even if you live in Chaves County, like the county part.
Yeah, outside of city limits.
Because our shelter is inside city limits.
You have to comply with city ordinances.
We have to comply with city ordinances. Yeah. But if you live in the county and your animal is picked up by a county animal control officer, when it enters the Roswell Animal Services facility, it is scanned for a microchip.
And you'll get it back.
And they can locate you.
It's a win-win. I know you might
really
look
is.
as an
and there
inconvenience.
are a few microchip companies that don't have the vets automatically register them. So make sure when you have your animal microchipped, say, do I need to do the registration or do you guys do it?
Okay.
If they need to do it, make sure to register that information right away. Because a lot of the times what happens is we get an animal that comes in, we scan it for a microchip.
And it's waiting on
and
someone's
nobody ever
system
registered their information on it.
And I'm going to guess, just on a hunch, that the higher percentage of animals that quote-unquote escape are new animals. Like they're new environments, new things.
Well,
and so it's a new thing, so they're going to do these things. So that's why when you say register right away, because odds are if you're going to have an incident, it's going to happen early in the process, not later in the process.
Right. We have a dog at the kennel. Her name is Junie.
Yeah.
And she's a small Scottish Terrier-looking little dog. Very cute, very sweet. She can climb chain link fence and she can open gate latches.
Wow. This is a little ninja you got here.
Yeah. So she has to be in a covered cage with a padlock on her gate because even when we put her in the bigger kennel, she would climb up the gate door and flip the latch.
This dog's like that dude that escaped from prison and sat in the woods for a month. He's like, yeah.
Her previous life, she was in Alcatraz. But
wow.
She's a little bit shyer too, but once she's out of the kennel, she's different. So the majority of the time, you're going to see the smaller to medium dogs overstimulated. The larger dogs, they're going to be like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we do have some of the larger dogs that don't adapt very well.
Sure. But
and
probably
they
the
stay
younger
stressed.
ones that are still got puppy in their brain,
The puppies are just like, I don't care.
Yeah, they're just a ball of energy.
They are.
Yeah.
But it's like the medium young adult to beginning into adult where they're not really sure about what's going on.
They're the ones that are starting to get set in ways and comfortable and routines and things. And so they've adapted a routine. But the beauty of that is the big dogs are the most forgiving on adjusting the routine. So
they are.
Yeah, the little dogs are a little bit harder to get on board with. Big dogs tend to just go with the flow a little better. That's just the nature of, not all, of course, but as a rule, big dogs tend to just follow the flow a little bit better than the little dogs do. So it's just the nature.
It really is. And at the same time, we also have, as much information from the owners that we can on the dogs. So that way, when people are interested in an animal, we can try to tell them as much as possible.
Yeah, give them the quirks and the nuances and the personality of this dog and see how it vibes with you.
We've even had in the past where people have written out a biography about their dog.
Love that.
And they're like, give this to whoever adopts the animal.
That is so cool.
And, here's our phone number if they want to call us. And if they have any questions.
I feel bad for those people because you clearly know they love them and they want to keep them.
And,
but for whatever reason they
unfortunately,
can't.
as our economy changes.
Yeah.
a lot of people aren't able to afford dog
I
food
understand.
or
It's
vet
big.
bills. And
it's expensive to be a pet owner. Don't let anybody lie to you. It is not cheap to be a pet owner.
No, it
to
is
do
not.
it right. It is expensive. It's as much as raising a kid sometimes. Maybe not quite as much, but it could be.
Sometimes.
The only difference is you ain't sending them to college when in 18 years. You know?
Right.
Other than that, it's pretty much the same.
It really is. And like we were discussing this the other day, the cost of dog food has increased about 12% in the last 6 months.
Well, and even the nature of dog food. Like when I was a kid, you had a can of Alpo or the dry food. That was pretty much. Now they've got refrigerated fresh pet foods and things, and with that comes the pricier stuff and all that. So it's the decisions in the world, and it's like, well, do I just buy this or, no, I want my dog to eat healthier food. So you make the determination, and then sometimes you're like, well, is it really worth paying this much money, or is it? And so you got to juggle those balls. But either way, it's a lot of money, and
It is,
and sometimes too much for families. And I
and
get
if
that.
you have any questions or concerns about, certain types of dog food, ask the vets. They will be more than happy to sit down and talk to you about,
And you've given a bunch of good tips on that. Stuff
Yes.
with red dye in it is generally a bad idea
is.
for dogs.
You
You don't serve it at the shelter. You don't recommend people feed it to their own pets either.
If you look at Petco and PetSmart, they have gone to all natural dog foods.
Okay.
Where there's no dyes in them at all. They're brown or lighter brown, tannish color.
They don't look as
Yeah, they don't
savory
have,
to us anymore.
Right, yeah. It's not appetizing. It doesn't look like peas and carrots.
And they were doing it for us.
Strawberries.
Because the dogs
and
don't care.
No.
But we look at it like, that doesn't look appealing. But that red dye thing looks a little more meaty or juicy
Right.
or something. And we're like, oh, that looks good. But it's actually worse.
So if you look at the back of the packages, like look at the nutrient contents, and then also look at the protein contents. And believe it or not, dog food has a calorie count. It will tell you 1 cup of dog food equals X amount of calories.
Gotcha.
Your dogs, just the same as us, have to follow a certain calorie amount, or they're going to get way overweight.
More active dogs need more. Less active need less, obviously.
Or way too skinny.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, if you have a dog that runs and is constantly out running about, then you're probably going to need to feed a lot more than the dog that is an indoor dog that sits around all day.
and depending on, what type of food you feed, when you're feeding a higher quality food, even if your dog is super active, you don't have to feed it anymore because it's higher in calories.
And this is where I may be wrong, but isn't deep down in the DNA of dogs to really eat once a day? Like their whole thing is to eat that meal a day, whatever they hunt, caught, killed, and that's kind of how their bodies
So for the
designed
most
to
part,
metabolize.
dogs do only eat once a day.
Gotcha.
Now, if you have like me, I have Great Dane, big, deep barreled chest.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of food that he needs to eat, he can't eat in one setting because it will flip his stomach.
Gotcha. Okay.
So he has to be fed in 2 separate meals.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people, they feel bad, only feeding them once a day, and then they're eating 2 or 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
So if you split that meal, like their daily proportion is 6 cups. You split it 3 a.m. and 3 p.m., they're getting nutrients half of the day and then the other nutrients the other half.
Makes sense.
Or like if your dog is very active in the morning and not active at night, do 4 cups in the morning and 2 cups at
I
night.
imagine it's just like people. You want to eat earlier to get fuel for the day, but
Right.
if you don't have a lot, then you don't, you know what I mean? You don't want to eat late at night because you're going to settle down. And I imagine your pets are similar in that.
They are.
That same way.
Like if your pets are at home and kennel during the day when you're at work, like mine are, in the morning they get a smaller portion. And then the evening when we get home and I'm cooking dinner, feeding them, they get their larger portion because they're running and playing and all over the place. So they're burning more of that energy.
Gotcha. Okay.
But when I'm at work, they're at home sleep.
Now, are cats the same way in the feedings, as far as the
For
times
the most
and
part,
how you feed them?
Cats are finicky eaters. Some will sit there and eat their entire meal, and then some will pick.
I have pickers.
I never recommend free feeding cats because cats will sometimes gorge.
I know that.
I almost saw the look on your face like, uh-oh.
A little guilty.
But so if you have the 2 cats, you set out 2 full portions, they're going to get a half a cup a day or a quarter cup a day, and you set it out. You don't add any more until the next day.
Gotcha.
So, but the auto free feeder, those are always bad because cats will sit and gorge
Yeah.
and then go puke.
I have one that does that, and so I regulate her because I have the free, and the other one's very good about it, and the other one and Hannah's actually good.
She just has her moments.
She has her moments of, and I think it's more to deny the other cat than to give for herself.
Right. She's like, I'm not going to let you have none of this.
She's like, I'm sick to death. I'm going to keep eating so you don't get it.
Right. So my aunt, who used to have like multiple cats, each cat was taught to eat in a certain area. So she would have little bowls, and then she would put the dry food portion, and then she would set them in their areas, and they would go eat. And then whenever they finished and walked away, she would pick their bowl up and put it up.
Okay.
And then the next day she would put it back down so that way they could have the remaining of the food if they didn't finish everything.
Nice.
But she also had fat cats. Because her portion was like, here's a whole cup. And I'm like, yeah, that's too much.
Fancy feast? That can's little. You need like 4 of these.
Yeah. So, and then if you do feed your cat canned cat food, do feed smaller portions because it does rot your teeth out. It is beneficial because cats don't drink as much water as they should like dogs do. Mm-hmm. So they need that extra hydration from the canned cat food.
So kind of mix it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Like do a teaspoon maybe every other couple of days or
mix it together.
Mix
maybe
it with the dry food.
Yeah.
Just because that extra hydration from the water helps push out hairballs so that it's not getting stuck and lodged and them having to cough it up. Because it's not really good for cats or dogs to vomit. It's easier for them to expel.
Go the other way?
Yeah.
Go south and north. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, and be honest, because my cats are long hair and the thing, I do the Laxatone on top of that, and that kind of keeps that from happening for the most part.
Laxatone is really good for cats.
Yeah.
But you have a
particular long hair cat, you almost need to have it for long hair because in essence they're going to have hairball issues. It's just long cats.
We have a like short to medium hair kitten, and at like 6 weeks of age, the cat was already hacking up hairballs. I was like, "How are you already hacking hairballs? You barely know how to groom yourself."
Right? You just learned like last week.
So, that kitten was getting Laxatone for a little while, and he's like, "Oh, I like this stuff."
And that's just it. It may take them a minute to get you to take it. Well, once they figure out it's good, then you can't stop them. They're crackheads. But sometimes it's that initial. It's like.
A trick we learned, if like you have a cat that does not like Laxatone, because there are the very few that don't, if they like catnip, sprinkle catnip on it.
Okay. That might be good. I did the nose thing one time, and I felt bad because I hit him right a little too high, and there was this glob that she couldn't get, and she wouldn't let me near it to fix it. So she went around for half a day with this glob of Laxatone that she couldn't get off there. I was like, will you let me fix it, please? And finally I got in there and did it. But I felt
funny. That's too funny.
That being said, we got some stuff we want to put as far as the thrift store and some events and things we want to put on people's radar here.
So the thrift store, they have out a lot of like wall decor.
Good deal.
They had some pictures that are paintings.
Are they prints or are they?
No, some of them are actually paintings that are framed.
Okay.
One of them they got valued at $900. I was like,
dang.
oh gosh.
I'm guessing you're not asking $900 for said painting.
No. Oh no. But they're like, who would pay $900 for that? But,
well, that's the beauty of art. It's in the eye of the beholder.
Right.
Some people love it. Some people like, that is a hot mess. What is that thing?
I looked at it and I was like, if that's what it says, okay.
What's it? One man's trash, another man's treasure.
It is. And that's the whole fun of a thrift store is what somebody doesn't like anymore, somebody else might completely love.
One person finds gaudy, someone will say that's eclectic, and I love it. You know?
Exactly. But they do have a lot of wall decor. So if you are moving into a new house or apartment and you have that fun little echo of an empty house, come. They have a ton of wall decor.
Yeah. Plus, it makes you feel happy. When you're in a room full of cool things to look at and stuff, you're in better spirits. So
they have, if you're a person who likes to decorate for seasons and holidays, they have a lot of fall decor.
All right. So get your fall on. Halloween, I imagine. If you go crazy on Halloween, don't buy a bunch of new stuff. Just go to the thrift store and buy other people's new stuff.
You know, the people that, go to Hobby Lobby, they buy all those really cool signs that says, like, enter here, death beware, or whatever.
All the cool trinkets.
They got a bunch of that.
Good.
A ton of it. They have a ton of Halloween. They have the pumpkins for the kids to go trick-or-treating. They have the table decorations for Halloween. They have window wall decorations. They have a ton of Halloween costumes.
Good deal.
Still have the wedding dresses, so if anybody wants to be a dead bride or they want to play Beetlejuice's bride.
Or you're actually getting married. You can do that, too.
If you're going to have a Halloween wedding, you better be a dead bride because only Halloween crazes are going to have, like, a dead bride.
Yeah.
But since seasons are changing.
All I can think of is Beetlejuice for some reason. This one. A Beetlejuice theme wedding.
I don't know. That might be a little funny, though.
I think certain people would love that. Not my wife, not one of them, but certain people would love that. I would go to attend just to be fun and have fun, but
I would go watch it.
Yes, I would attend it and love to be a participant. I don't want to be married in that wedding. But I'll sit in the back row and give you a thing of candlesticks at the end.
But as our weather is starting to change, the thrift store has started putting out some of the fall clothes and winter clothes.
All right.
The majority of the clothes that they are putting out have the tags still brand new from the store. Brand new. They have a lot of blankets. So if
you can never have enough blankets in your house. I don't care who you are.
And see, I love the cold. I love it to be cold.
So you can use the blankets.
Because I want my blanket. Yeah. I want my whoopee.
I love the blanket.
I have a favorite whoopee, and I don't share it with nobody except John. Yes.
It's that sometimes.
Well, the majority of the time, he's hot, and he's like, get that off of me. And I'm like, but I want to cuddle with my whoopee. And he's like, get off of me. But I have a ton of blankets, but you can never have, like, if you have company come over, or let's say we have some massive outage and there's no heat, you have blankets to keep warm.
Absolutely.
If there's an outage in the summertime, you cannot peel your skin off to cool off.
Exactly.
So wintertime is the best time.
I can't disagree with you on that. I do like that myself. I like the cooler temps.
If you are recently moving out of your parents' house and you need some furniture, the thrift
new
store,
to the adult world.
Yeah, if you're becoming an adult for the first time in your life, come visit the thrift store.
Absolutely. Or you just maybe you're upgrading, because that's the thing too. Maybe you have milk crates and things like that, and you're like, I want actual chairs and tables. Come by. You're going to get. And here's the thing: these are all quality furniture that someone paid a lot of money for at some point,
right?
And it's good stuff. That for whatever reason they either got a new table or life how people do, and now you get to take advantage of something that someone paid thousands of dollars for new a year ago or 2 years ago. You get for a tenth of that price. Yep. That's awesome.
They have 2 sets of Chester drawers. They have 2 nightstands with drawers, microwave stands. If you have they have microwaves too, a few of them. If you need a TV, they have, I think it's a 32-inch flat screen TV with remote, works.
Nice.
If you moved into a house that has hardwood floors or tile and you want a rug or two around the house.
Got some area rugs?
They've got some big, beautiful area rugs, and then they've got some small runners.
And have y'all priced those big old rugs like that?
They're not cheap.
No, they are not.
I bought a small runner rug for the side of our bed because we have hardwood floors in the house. And it... like just from here to there, just a small rug was $65.
Wow.
I was like, oh.
Wow. And then you get ones that are bigger than that, you're paying hundreds each. And you're like, for this? But that's what they cost.
And the only reason I didn't get a runner at the thrift store is because they didn't have a runner at the time. So I was like, well, I need something. So
can't wait.
Yeah. But they still have the donor piano. And it comes with the frame and the little chair.
Nice.
So, you could sit there and just...
Someone looking for a family piano or something like that?
It's one of the... It's kind of like this size, and it's like a keyboard.
Okay, so it's not even going to suck up a bunch of space or nothing.
No, and it sits on a X-frame.
Okay.
And then it's got like a little piano chair that folds up. And
perfect. So if you want to do, maybe you want to do gigs or something with it, but if you want to have it in the house to learn or teach, piano, it's a great thing to have.
I saw on the news the other night the guy who was playing the piano at the Albuquerque State Fair, and it was on wheels, and it was driving around.
Oh, wow.
I was like, what? And I can't remember what...
I feel like that's something out of the Munsters or something.
I can't remember what he had called it. It was like rockin' rollin' something. But this makes me think like, the people that carry the guitar cases around and sit on corners and play guitars. you could actually carry this piano around, pop it up, and then just start playing.
Start a pop-up band in the park or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So if you need a keyboardist in your band,
yes,
we got a portable keyboard situation going on basically with this piano.
They have a small love seat and a recliner. The love seat actually has a couch cover that comes with it.
Okay.
And it's a tannish color, not too big. So if you have a small apartment or small front room or something and you just need something to sit on.
Yeah.
The recliner is very
suck up
nice.
the whole room,
Mhm.
like a sectional or something can kind of do sometimes. Yeah.
Yes. And then a reminder that Thursdays is Senior Day. All
Yes.
seniors get 20% off their entire purchase.
Which is tomorrow. So
That
get
is
out
tomorrow.
By the way, today's new stuff day.
It is, and
which,
they're
so
going
here
to
in about
open
10 minutes when they open.
Yep. I was going to say, they're going to be opening in about 10 minutes, and I'm sure that line is already out the door
Yeah.
or by the door and around the corner.
So you're bumping elbows today, but if you get there early next week, and that's when the new stuff gets put on the
Throughout
shelf.
the day, as stuff gets sold, they're going through sorting stuff as donations come in, they're pricing it and putting it out. So at any given time, you can look at something and then turn and somebody have picked that item up and then somebody comes along and puts an item in its place.
Yeah, and you can come back in the afternoon and see a different store sometimes,
You
depending
sure
on
can.
how busy it is.
You sure can.
Yeah.
And one thing that Camille has been very relentless on is recycling out stuff, instead of stuff staying there for months on end,
Freshening it up.
If it's not selling and not moving, putting something else in its place
Sure.
and just trying to keep everything
Sure, put it in the
flowing.
back and then maybe put out later. Maybe a new group might find interest in it. Yeah.
Sometimes on the weekends, depending on if they have a lot of furniture and the weather's nice, they're opening the garage door and they're putting furniture out in the back area.
So a few extra things that normally wouldn't be on display on those kind of days.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm guessing with the weather here, we're going to have a lot more nicer days coming in the coming month here
Yes.
than not nicer days. So probably going to see more of that over the next month or two here. So
Yes. So we have, as for adoption events, we just had the last one at Tractor Supply.
Yes.
I know I think that's Animal Control is at 4.
Yeah, this is the city animal control.
So they're doing that on the 30th of this month. I don't know exactly what all details for that are.
From what I can tell you, it's going to be 10 to 2. September 30th. It's at Melendez Park, which is the park right behind Animal Control and the thrift store on East McGaffey. There, it's if you have to put in your GPS, it's the 600 block of East McGaffey. It's right behind Animal Control. If you're on South Main, the light there from McGaffey where you see Albertsons and all that. If you're going towards the base, you're going to turn on east to go, which would be a left turn. If you're coming from the base going north, you're going to turn a right turn. You go quarter mile, and you'll see it there on your left.
You go to your first 4-way stop sign, and then you go straight through it, and it's one block down on the left-hand side.
Yeah, the first 4-way stop sign, you'll see the furniture store
and the fire department.
And the fire department, all that, and then it's right there. So you can't miss it. But it'll be 10 to 2. They're going to be doing free hot dogs and chips and drinks at the event, so you can come out and get some food while you're there.
Is Richland Motor going to have cars out there?
Richland's sponsoring it, but I'm not sure if they're going to have cars. Pioneer Bank and Richland are helping out with the city on this one, so they may. If there's room, then they probably they might put a vehicle or two. They're right. They're not that. They're up the road right there.
Yeah,
too.
they're
The
just
Dodge
right there.
store is anyway. Yeah.
So, if everybody who used to love and enjoy the Oktoberfest for the zoo, we are in the making of possibly doing one next year for the Humane Society.
Oh, great. Okay. Kind of a brew at the. We have to fork on the name. Kind of like a.
The lady who set up the fundraising for the brews, the brew at the zoo, is going to be helping us do something similar for.
Well, cool. We'll have to come up with a catchy name like that.
I know.
I don't know what to. Helter Skelter at the shelter. No, that's right.
Come on, that's taking the whole wrong turn.
Yeah, getting into a little, different. But that would have been,
Oh.
If Manson didn't ruin that would have been good.
That would have been. Starting the end of next week, because October is literally right around the corner. Not this Saturday, but the next Sunday. No more black cats. Or all
October.
white black.
Thanks for reminding. Yeah, for the month of October until November 3rd or something. It's like usually a couple days into November. No all black or all white cats will be allowed to be adopted from the Humane Society. There's only one reason for this. It's because we have, and if you're like, what? There's a sect of people that are into like devil worshiping and those types of activities. And they do sacrifices and weird stuff with all black and all white cats. And so if you own an all black or all white cat, please keep them indoors.
Don't let them go outside.
Don't let them in the public, because these individuals will steal them for these purposes too. So it's not a lot of people, but it's enough to where we have to do something about it. So please understand. So if you do go online and you're looking at and you see an all white or an all black cat, and I love that cat. Please understand. I'm sure you're not that problem, but just for fair across the board, we're going to wait until November 6th or whatever, and you can come back and we'll love to make that pay.
Call me, email me, say, hey, I understand this is the month of October and they can't be adopted.
Yeah.
But I would like to let you know I am interested in visiting and starting the process on this animal after.
Yeah.
And then we can.
Unfortunate. And to be honest, and this is something too that folks, some of our little dogs and some of these other dogs, we do have another small percentage of people that adopt and steal animals for cage fighting and dog fighting things. And so they use like trainer dogs. And so they'll take these dogs from the Humane Society or steal from your backyard and basically be a punching bag for their killer dogs. And so a lot of times so please, when they do ask questions like that, it's all to just determine, are you trying to find out this is a dog for your home, or do you have some nefarious things going on? So this is the stuff the Humane Society and Animal Control deal with. So when they ask these questions, it's not to offend you. It's not to make you think you're some sycophant. It's just there's a small percentage of people that do this. And quite frankly, they don't advertise it. They don't walk them and say, you got a couple dogs available for some dog fighting. They don't do that. Or you got a black cat, I'd like to sacrifice it. They don't come up and tell you that. So they have to be stringent on this stuff.
We have the very few and small select amount of people in Roswell that don't have the level of intelligence that will say, hey, I want to fight this dog. Can I have it? They get made to leave the shelter quite quickly.
Yeah. Well, usually
and animal control gets, hey, heads up. They might be coming your way. This is what I just kicked them out for.
Blacklist that doesn't allow you to adopt things when you get on that list.
Yes.
So that's why these. So I know this for some of you people, this is ridiculous. Why would they even? It's a thing, and unfortunately, thank God that it's completely oblivious to you. I hope more things stay that way for you. But we live in a world where there's some people that are just garbage, and we have to act accordingly. And this is what's going on.
So. No offense to anybody, because there are the people out there that just absolutely love and adore all black cats because they have a different personality.
Absolutely.
And we're not saying that you're going to take this cat and do horrible things to it, but what we are saying is we're going to guarantee that during the month of October, this cat remains completely safe, does not escape from your house, and get picked up by somebody who wants to harm this cat.
Yep, it's a thing, and that's just it. So if you're completely oblivious to it, God bless you. Good. But that being said, we're not going to adopt pets, these black or white cats, for the month of October.
If you live out in the county and you have small baby goats, you need to keep a very close eye on them too. Because
those are popular items to
baby
get
goats
abducted
are a
and
very
taken
popular
for these
item as
things
well.
Too. Okay, I live in the city. I don't have a lot of goats hanging around my house, but I know a lot of people do. So
right. So if you do have some new baby goats, that'll be of 2 to 3 months of age around Halloween. Please be very careful. Watch your livestock.
It's just one of those things. But in the meantime, so if you know what, we're still in September.
Yes.
So if you happen to see an all black or all white cat that you see on
you have until not this Friday, but next Friday.
You got about a week to get her, to a week and a half here to get to adopt those cats and provide loving homes. Matter of fact, I feel, but now I think about it, because I have the cats that actually there was one here. I haven't seen in a while, but sometimes there's cats in our alley and stuff out here. And I saw an all-white one this morning, long-haired. And I didn't obviously get near it because it wouldn't let me. But first day I've seen that one. That's a new one to me. So, but as soon as you said that, I was thinking, oh man, that cat's all white. I hope someone adopts that or something, because now I'm like, oh man.
You're like, come here, kitty, Hannah, you got a new friend.
Yeah. No, my wife would murder me actually she wouldn't, but the other two cats would.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to, beg your wife. You have to beg the cats.
Yeah, the cats would not be happy.
No.
I'd probably find presents in places, because cats do tend to get a little.
Oh.
They have a little bit of a
dark side,
revenge side to them.
Uh-huh.
It is known to happen. So, Is there anything we missed?
I don't think so.
But yeah, please, if you're looking for a pet, come out on the 30th to Melendez Park. Please find those pets. And if you don't see one there, come on into the shelter, walk across the park over to the Humane Society or the animal shelter and go see some animals there too. So they're all looking for loving homes, and they're all can't wait to have you come make them a part of their family.
We are more than happy.
Good deal. Well, thank you, ma'am. As always.
Thank you.
I'm sure you got a few things to stomp out at the shelter here, so we'll let you go do that, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right. It is 9:57. Quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. The Fed is set to announce a decision on interest rates today. The central bank largely expected to keep its benchmark rate where it is, around 5.3%. That is a more than two-decade high. Inflation in Britain fell unexpectedly last month to its lowest level since the start of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The Office of National Statistics says inflation was 6.7% in August compared to a year ago. That's down from 6.8% in July. Pinterest stock is on the rise, up 4% in off-hours trading after the company told investors it expects revenue growth to accelerate in the coming years. KB Home and FedEx issuing their latest financial results after the markets closed today. And Japan's central bank is due to wrap up its two-day policy-setting meeting on Friday. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
So you think drinking alcohol can't hurt you? It'll mess you up big time. Say adios to large chunks of your brain. Major damage is already being done. Other parts of your body are getting wrecked too. Forget about sports, forget about school, forget about doing much of anything. Underage drinking freaks out your body, messes up your life.
Sponsored by the NMDOT.
Hey Bulldog fans, I'm Pastor Nolan Frederick with Catalyst Church. We're cheering the Bulldogs on to another victory, and we would love the opportunity to tell you about the victory you can have in Jesus Christ. I invite you to join us at Catalyst Church on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. The dress is casual, the teaching is helpful, the music rocks, and your kids will have a blast. We hope to see you this Sunday at Catalyst Church at 13th and Hermosa in Artesia. Go Bulldogs!
Let's face it, guys, we're living in times where the truth is becoming more suppressed and censorship is increasing at an alarming rate, especially on social media platforms. It's Clyde, and I want to tell you about a safe and secure digital playground we put together just for you. It's aftermath.media. You get access to thousands of Ground Zero archives and podcasts, along with our private social media groups with your basic membership starting at only $7 a month. Each subscription includes tech support, access to the RSS feeds, along with our own chat room and Telegram channel. In addition, the premium membership includes research study groups, webinars, a document and movie library, a live video stream of Ground Zero, a monthly Zoom chat with me, and other bonus content. Be sure to check out our yearly specials as well. Sign up today while you're thinking about it. Sign up at aftermath.media. Again, that's aftermath.media.
If you suffer from homophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following
Attorney
people:
General Merrick
Kenny Rogers,
Garland
Santa Claus, Willie Nelson,
Hill,
the cast of
House
Duck
Judiciary
Dynasty,
Committee Chairman
and
Jim
two-thirds
Jordan
of
says
ZZ
Garland's
Top.
selection of David
Here's
Weiss,
Mike Winters.
a special counsel in the Hunter Biden probe, is dubious at best.
He could have selected anyone. He could have picked anyone inside government, outside government. He could have picked former attorney generals, former special counsels, but he picks